All right, ladies and gentlemen, Penguin Sky Cup starts. Day 1 sees Newbee versus Lucky Future, and our first game is up. It's Happy representing his clan for the very first time in a team competition versus LawLiet. Of course, we have seen LawLiet a lot in his Newbee dress for quite some years. For a year, I think, he's playing under the flag of Newbee, one of the biggest Chinese teams there are. And yeah, this is a pretty, maybe predetermining matchup here, because these guys are so strong. But how strong is Happy on NetEase? It is the Chinese server. He will be struggling with ping a little more than it is on Battle.net, and that goes a little against his playstyle for sure, as he's so micro-dependent. We start on Twisted Meadows, the Russian, the world champ in the upper right, representing the undead race, and Lucky Future, Newbee, represented by LawLiet from Korea.
The crazy thing at with Happy at WGL was, of course, him going there the first time, and the first time playing in a big-time professional tournament again and winning the whole thing right away. The more ridiculous thing was, yes, he was playing Warcraft a lot before. Yes, he was preparing by playing the game, but I didn't really count the hours, but I think it was like a maximum of 30% of his time playing serious games, playing actual ladder games, playing actual 1v1. The rest of the time, he was playing for his stream, he was playing requests, he was playing FFA, he was sometimes playing Half-Life. Now that he signed with Team Lucky Future, he is playing more consistently, seriously. He's still dedicating parts of his stream to subscriber service, you know, FFA and request games and whatever, but he's playing more serious. He's playing a ton of games on NetEase again. The beginning of his stream, always for a lot of hours, is playing serious games on NetEase ladder. I know that so well because I watch his stream a lot. Same as many aspiring undead players in Europe, many also much more talented than me, Juan, for example. And yeah, I guess the point that I'm trying to get to here is Happy is putting in more serious work. Happy is trying to get better than he was before, and he already is the world champion.
It's absolutely crazy. Like, this is the map where he won the championship. This is the map where it didn't look good for him for a while, but then we had the big fights against Moon in the grand final, and Moon was microing like I've probably never seen a Night Elf micro before, but Happy was still better. This 360-degree Dryad micro, unbeknown before that, but Happy just killed him. And this is the very same map, it's the very same matchup. Happy's patented harass is not paying off too well, but the Engine of War is super hurt, forcing a few resources out of the Korean for the repair. And there's still mana, which he can't use because he has Aura first, but the first Wisp is down. Demon Hunter gets level 2 for evasion and kills the Acolyte, so it's a worker for a worker. LawLiet is saving the second one into a Moonwell. And yeah, seems like LawLiet was ready for this. He knew this would come. There's pretty much no steals except this one Wisp, and so the very early game goes to LawLiet.
Yeah, well handled by LawLiet. It looked a little bit scary there with the Ancient of War going down, but with repair, he kept it alive. Cost a lot of repair though. This is going to be quite delayed of attack. Happy's tech quite a bit faster. But it wasn't the most dangerous harass either. It was only a DK, because Happy's build is still the Tet Fiend opening with an altar, Ziggurat into Crypt, into then Graveyard, meaning he's going to be very slow for any kind of ghoul aggression. I like that Happy is apparently has moved away from this straight up Tet Fiend build, so he's adding in more ghouls later, but it still means Happy can do very little early on, and I love the choice here by LawLiet, as he always does, prioritizing the Demon Hunter levels. How many times have we yelled this and have been upset with Foggy not prioritizing level 3? Level 3 is the mid-game carry for you on the Demon Hunter. And speaking of Demon Hunter, this is the hero of choice here by LawLiet. For Night Elves, this is certainly not necessarily the norm. We see Keeper a lot still, we see some Warden, but here it's the Demon for LawLiet. How do you stand on the first hero choice for Night Elves nowadays against Undead?
I like it. I think the mana burn... Oh, let's see. Yeah, cancels it. I think the mana burn has a lot of value in the early stages, so there can't be too many coils, and of course, no healing, no steals if you do it right, and if you keep on burning. Later on, Night Elves oftentimes lack damage, even if they play with bears, especially if they play with mass air. So the Demon Hunter, he is packing this punch. If he gets like 1 or 2 items, he's a serious threat to the entire undead army. So he's not falling off in the late game as the Keeper does. Of course, he doesn't have that much early game control, but he's annoying throughout the entire game, and late game, he's just a beast. So I like it. I'm not too sure how dependent you are as a Night Elf on the expansion still, because the Keeper is definitely better for that. But that's kind of his objective. If you play Keeper, you have to go expansion. I feel it's not that much the case with the Demon Hunter.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. Keeper has very obvious strengths and weaknesses, very strong early game, and basically complete trash in the late game. The Demon Hunter is more reliable. And I think the Demon Hunter on the highest level is the way to go. And I think LawLiet has embraced him once again. Before the Keeper days, actually, one of the most recent tournaments, or one of the latest tournaments before the big 1.30 patch, was LawLiet surprisingly dominating all the undeads. That I will never forget indeed. Happy, by the way, playing an interesting style, no creeping at all, harassing instead, going for aggressive boots for his Naga second, looking for kills on tier 2. Hyper-aggressive play with no creep development for him at all. But also so far no kills to be found, and a Demon Hunter not being prevented his level 3, which is basically perfect for LawLiet. Happy is having a super tough time in this game getting anything to work.
That's true, and that speaks heavily in favor of LawLiet, of course, that he knows pretty much what Happy is doing. He was prepared for both of the attacks that Happy put in, and that is kind of part of history already. When they had a show match, LawLiet was the winner of the show match, and I think Happy was undefeated before, or maybe lost one show match with random race or whatever.
Yeah, as far as serious games go, that show match win with 4-1 LawLiet versus Happy, that is the hardest Happy has been outplayed in probably 3 years.
Yeah.
I casted that game. It is on YouTube, in case you guys want to catch that. Happy there had completely the wrong builds, in my opinion. Back then it was the Keeper days. But I still think LawLiet is outstanding in this matchup. We agree on who's the best. I believe you view Moon to be this. I think LawLiet is the strongest in this matchup and is certainly displaying confidence here. Not losing anything just yet, but now perhaps a bit of overconfidence, getting creep-jacked without Dryads, without Bears, aiming for the opponent's Merchant. That is certainly dangerous. Might be able to force a TP on the DK though. Oh my god! With less than 40 HP, he gets away. The Naga now, she might be in trouble. The Boots helping her out, though. Gets her away. But, alright, one Berserker kill received.
Right.
But LawLiet will be getting 2 ghouls here in return, as it seems.
Absolutely. This one is level 2 for the Naga. Reaches for another Frost Arrow. There's a Shadow Priest and another Archer putting in the damage. Yes, Happy got the Berserker, but I feel these ghoul losses matter a little more. Still no level 2. And with this force, with new mercenaries, LawLiet can just not push into the base. I mean, he is doing it now, but of course he doesn't want to win the game right here. But just keep Happy busy. Keep him away from the high levels, which he's nowhere close. Oh, well, he's getting kind of close, but to level 2 only. We have combined levels of 5 for the Korean and combined levels of 2 for the Russian. And he just keeps on slaying.
And this is a decent power spike here for Night Elf in the mid game with the Dryad and the Naga. The double slow plus the level 3 demon. Very potent indeed. And yeah, this is where Happy would have normally liked to go creeping. But Happy, that didn't seem to be his opinion. He could have just given up the Merchant and evaded and go somewhere else on the map. After all, we are on Twisted. This is a massive map. He could have been creeping somewhere else instead. But no, Happy wants to contest. Happy wants to slow down the opposition. When the demon is level 3 already. And I'm not sure if this is the perfect strategical choice.
Not sure either. It's definitely an uphill battle. But with Happy's great micro in place, and now with the Nova coming in, he might get the steals. Oh, that was super close. Getting the Lion Horn in return. Coils the Bear. It's no Master Form yet. That was a little hiccup by LawLiet, I guess. Nova executes that Bear. All of a sudden, we do have 2 level 2 heroes trying to slaughter some more Dryads, walking XP tomes, as we call them sometimes. And these traits are great. Yes, he's losing the ghouls, but that's okay. They're fodder. They're designed to soak up the damage, so the Fiends stay untouched, and they bring in the damage alongside with the heroes, and that worked really, really well for Happy.
How does Happy do it? Every single time. It's a level 3 demon that's coming in with a bear, and he is harassing this camp with 3 level 1 heroes, but it was level 3 heroes. Important there with the Nova on the creep, he got the last hit with a few right clicks. That gives the DK the level 2, that gives him the coil, and the Demon Hunter was actually out of mana for mana burn, so suddenly there was this sustain. So important again, the statues on the ground. The best Unners in the world, always outstanding with the statue uptime, that is what you need. And the item, by the way, went to LawLiet with the Robe of the Magi now on the Naga. Decent for her, but we always know her to be a pretty good mid-game hero, a pretty good pressure hero. Not the greatest scaling late-game hero. She's okay, but she's no Panda. But alright,
she's a freaking beast, man. He's +9 intelligence and the pendant. That's gonna be a shitload of Fork Lightning. If she gets it up to 2, that's a lot of damage on the Fiends.
It's still only Naga though. If this inventory is on the Panda, it's insane damage. It's always damage per mana. And the damage per mana on the Naga is okay. I know, we disagree with this, Neil. We talk about this a lot. But yeah, I think the Naga is an okay hero. I think he should probably be too good if he was so strong in that game. But okay, it's alright to have differing opinions every now and then. Both players now at 50, both expanding. We've seen this from Happy in the matchup against Undead and Orc, both, especially in the past, the around 50 supply expansion. Now doing it against Night Elf as well. We have never seen it before, but LawLiet is considering this possibility, is scouting around with the Wisp, and we'll see this very soon.
Yeah, there we go. And Happy is going into the right direction as well, trying to force a fight maybe. We have 50 supply here. Demon Hunter is kind of low and has no TP. It is on the Naga. There's also no staff. This is a dangerous situation, even though there's Reacher running. It has been dispelled now. Happy, smelling blood in the water. There it goes. Level 3 on the Naga, trying to take out the bears ASAP. Focus fire on that Naga, but there is an Invo Potion, so maybe not the greatest choice. Happy microing her back immediately. This is the TP. No focus on that Demon Hunter, just on the bears. Doesn't work out too well.
That was just 2 hits away. That bear gets away with 66 HP.
Yeah.
And that's a great trade for Happy. He got 1 bear, 1 archer, and a TP. For free. Didn't even have to burn the greater mana, and more importantly, time for the expansion. The Wisp has seen this. The Wisp is now creating Ancient of War, but still taking a while. And this, on that expansion, is up.
I love how Happy he's playing this. Sending the DK away to get the shop under control. Having the Lich on level 3 after this camp. Another Lionhorn, a little bad luck right there. But this is absolutely cancelable. This Engine of War here. LawLiet is making his way across, trying to force a fight there again, I guess. This time he has a staff. Happy, what's he doing? Is he going home to defend or is he attacking the expansion? The answer right here, movement goes to the north, to the defense.
Happy with about 10 supply lead. And LawLiet showing here with the repurchase of the TP, he is willing to exit out of this attack if it should get too dicey. May just be distraction. May just be distraction for his own expansion. He's only got really Dryads in front. Okay, here come the bears now from the back. It's quite a lot of Dryads, by the way. And in we go. Focus on the Demon Hunter right away, but as we know, he's very tanky. The Lich dropping low very fast as well, but there is going to be 1 coil at the very least to save. First Dryad has been sniped out in the focus fire. Now the bears get to connect, but there's Burrow to save these fiends. Perhaps a hero kill could be their opportunity here by LawLiet. Forcing the invul on the Naga. Mana burn coming in against the DK again. Burrow one more time. Where are the wisps? Where are the reveals? No reveals coming out. These burrows making these saves way too easy. And the Naga, she may have no invul anymore, but look at the value of these boots of speed now.
Yeah.
She can just run away. Alright, now she's walking back in. That might be her end. And in fact, the Naga does die there for Happy. But that's the only loss he suffers. How ridiculous is this?
It's totally fine. Like, this Naga kill doesn't really matter. He has 300 gold, can get her back in pretty much no time. There are a couple of skeleton, or 1 skeleton dispelled immediately. This Expo is up and safe. And Happy has almost a 20 food lead after this fight. Like, a couple of minutes ago, LawLiet had the absolute lead. And then there's 2 fights, and all of a sudden the game's turned on its head.
It's looking almost like desperate. It's absolutely looking desperate. LawLiet's trying to distract. Eats another Nova. Eats a few more right clicks. Even without the boots here, the Demon Hunter seems to be fast enough to at least survive on his first hero. Naga rebought from the tavern. Another invul being given over. Happy now, large and in charge. 65 supply moving south. He hasn't scouted the expansion just yet, but With a
He
play like
knows.
that, just a distraction attack towards the own expansion is pretty easy to predict that there must be an expansion down there as well. That's where he's going. LawLiet once again with the aggressive move across the map, trying to distract from his expansion, but I don't think Happy's gonna fall for it.
Not this time, no. There must be a TP on the DK, yeah, and a heal scroll. So he should be able to kick this one and then still defend at home. He's distracting by moving the acolytes out, buying time for the damage here. Repair coming in. One wisp killed by a coil, second one by the range attacks of the hero, so there's no repair anymore. There is not enough damage at all to kick this before the TP. Tree of Life down. And Happy is making his way over to the defense, trying to not get burned, but mana is rare on these heroes. Can he still win that fight? Oh, jumping on top of LawLiet, almost immediately executing this Naga, getting a bear with the last second Nova. Again, a phenomenal trade for the Russian.
How is he looking so good all the time? Like, at one point I must be used to this, but I'm just still not.
Nope.
Has Happy lost a single unit this game aside from a ghoul, by the way?
He lost 2 ghouls.
Yeah, I mean aside from a ghoul.
Ah. No.
I'm not sure. Because I don't think so. He lost the Naga earlier, which was a slight mistake, but as we pointed out, didn't really matter. Because of the phenomenal trade he was able to achieve. Not including that one. And yeah, Expo keeps on running. LawLiet was doing decent damage against this income of the expansion, but guess what? LawLiet now has lost his base. And our previous way of thinking was always Nilf has to be up a base to even have a chance in this matchup, and now he's down a base. He's down an army. He's got the lower level heroes now. How is this turned around?
He has so much gold though. He's floating in 1,300 gold, a little low on the lumber, so he can't really spend it. Items is still the greater invul, but that's about it. Demon Hunter is stacked with armor, but also that's about it. Level 4 for the Demon Hunter. This army is tearing apart Dryads and Bears. It doesn't really matter what he focuses. It all dies in seconds. Naga being chased. TP out again. And that's pretty much where all the gold goes. It goes down the drain. GG. Happy destroys LawLiet and takes the 1-0 for Lucky Future.
Thank you very much. You're dead for the 25 months.
And Randy is for the 7 month. And look,
that wasn't
for the
even a
100
good
bits.
early game. That early game didn't work out. And then at the merchant, it turns around.
Yeah.
And that is sometimes even infuriating for undead players. I know I've talked about this before with Juan and others. Like, Happy doesn't even have the perfect strat, and he kind of falls behind. But then, once he has his tier 3 weapons, he just plays perfectly. He plays freaking perfectly, and he wins sometimes every game. That's scary. That is scary as shit for LawLiet. He gets a level 3 demon early. He gets the level 3 versus level 1 advantage, which is insane. And then he loses the game.
It's absolutely unbelievable. I don't know what to compare it to. Like a warrior that finally gets his custom-made sword or something, and he's wielding it like crazy and it just levels up so much. It's... I don't know, man. This is so scary for everyone. And this ping, it's at least a 100 ping difference.
Yeah, at least. It's probably more.
Yeah. So sick. It's so sick.
For me personally, it's 2 things when Happy plays. It is inspirational and totally unfair.
Absolutely.
That's always the 2 things.
So I know a way
play.
to even things out, Remo.
Yeah.
The first map was seeded, right? You knew the maps, you seed your player. Second map goes to the loser here. It is loser's choice. It's LawLiet's map. It's Amazonia. He has to win this now. Otherwise, 2 points for LF right away.
Yeah. And if that was the case, what an opening statement by Happy.
Yes.
After winning WGL, he was the hottest free agent on the market by far. It seemed like everyone
even above
was trying.
Moon, right? I mean, marketing-wise, of course, Moon has the biggest name, but in pure forms of skill, I do agree.
And so many clans and teams were approaching him. He, by the way, was rejecting a lot of offers.
Oh, how do you know?
He told us.
Ah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
What offers? By who?
I don't know who exactly.
Okay.
Well, I do know one or two, but I don't think I can say that.
With
but
the secret.
I don't know exactly what the offer was, but apparently it wasn't good enough. So I imagine LF is investing pretty heavily, or did invest pretty heavily into Happy. Happy is their star player. There's no question about that. He is their star player. And it's early, of course, it's early days. It's early for me to say, but I think that was an insane performance by him once again, what we just saw. And proving that he's worth the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Worth the money is hopefully a subscription to Back to Warcraft, as Money to Black has done here for 3 months in a row. More great games. Any 2v2 coming soon? Hells yeah, man. Next series is going to be the 2-2. The ultimate juggernaut duo of Lin and 120 versus WFZ and so in. That's such a crazy 2-2 team, man. These names, but yeah, we heard it before in interviews. Lin really wanted to play with 120, and here on the first day of the Penguin Sky Cup, we see it already. Match number 2, as I said, between Happy and LawLiet is Amazonia. And here we go. Will it be a 2-0 for the Lucky Future, or will Newbee strike back?
Top right, it is LawLiet for Newbee in the red. It feels kind of weird, right? It feels like Newbee should be in the blue. But anyways, it is LF today in the blue. Bottom left, we have Happy with his own build, with his own understanding of this matchup, with his own strengths, and that is the late game strength. And I wonder, with that in mind, perhaps you just have to out-strategize Happy. Perhaps it is time, even for great players like LawLiet, to say, okay, you know what? I can't play this one base versus one base. This shit just isn't gonna work. We saw Moon trying it, we saw TH trying it, we saw almost everyone trying and failing. Focus was the latest one to make this work. Yeah. I think if you look for Happy's weakness, it's his willingness to sacrifice early game and his greed to tier 3 late game. Makes sense for him, I suppose, with wanting to make use of his tier 3 weapons with triple hero, orb, destroyers, and all that. But that can be a weakness. This can be exploited, especially by Night Elf, with early expansions. That is most easily, most well done with the Keeper of the Grove, which is, however, not the first hero. We can see once again the Demon Hunter, and as I just said in the previous game, I think Demon Hunter is the hero to go for in this matchup moving forward on the highest level. But Happy might be the exception. Happy might just be too freaking good at microing. Happy might just be outplaying you. And Happy, again, I think this is his weakness. Look at his build. What's he building? Graveyard in the base. Yep. Late crypt. What does that mean? That means ghouls only very few. Ghouls won't be aggressive. The counterplay to this could be a one archer expo play with a Keeper of the Grove. That is doable. Is that doable with a demon? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Not on Amazonia, where there's 2 mud golems and the rock golem. I don't think so. It's gonna be really tough. I mean, you can build it pretty far away from the expansion and then move over and use the Tree of Life as a meat shield, but it will still take time, and Happy, he will be there. Like, he knows what's up in a couple of seconds. At first he's creeping up a little because these camps are pretty easily doable with a Rod of Necromancy, so he doesn't need the ghouls at the moment. And here's the fast tech once again.
LawLiet denied 2 creeps.
Wow.
2.
Wow.
And the big boy was among them.
Yeah.
That is the big strength of AZ for everyone, but especially easily used by Human and Night Elf. The quick level 2 creep. Level 2 and even more, plus 2 items. He's not even level 2 after finishing these 2 camps.
Yeah. He needs the trolls in the bottom now. He has evasion first. There's no mana burn.
And how lucky for Happy is this?
Yeah.
He's got coil first.
Oh my god.
Oh, nothing's working out for LawLiet, dude.
Skeletons are split at the
There's
moment.
some experience at least. How many does he need for level 2?
17,
Oh,
so.
a lot.
Yeah.
He needs a lot of skeletons.
Yeah. And this Moonwell falls. He can go for a second hero, but nothing else. It's not detonating the Wisp at the moment, so that's good reactions by LawLiet.
Yeah, Happy made it a little bit easy there for him, only going in with the skeletons, not committing with the DK, not committing the mana. And he was expecting the demon to be more aggressive, to start burning him. Yeah, but as we know, no burn just yet. And now the Demon Hunter is at least very close to his level 2. But this is also a strength somewhat of AZ for level 3 Demon Hunter quickly. You take out the 2 camps next to the main, then you take out 1 or maybe 2 troll camps, and then you're level 3. All that is not going to be doable here now. Instead, it's the DK now creeping. Playing this differently, right? Previous game being basically all out aggressive, just in the opponent's face all the way through, until tier 3 basically. But now Happy, taking a step back, creeping up himself, getting level 2, and perhaps even more.
It's funny how these skeletons are constantly at LawLiet's base. It's like 2 or 3 flies surrounding his head, and he's like, go away, stupid, annoying animals, leave me alone. Let me consolidate a little from what has happened. Because here's a bash. Almost a surround. There was another coil. There is another coil. This has to be the TP. Oh, no. Burns it right away. But Frostborn hungers. And can he reach?
Ghouls are reaching around. This must be the TP. Can he Houdini his way out of this?
Nope. Damn, that bash was a brave, bold move. Trying to go for these kobolds, but yeah, they're dangerous, man. They are dangerous.
Naga second again. The best answer to Naga second is level 3 demon. That is not the case. And with the TP being gone already, this mid game is suddenly extremely scary for LawLiet.
Picks up the first archer immediately. There should be a counter Naga now on LawLiet's side, but what does he really want to go for? This Demon Hunter is super weak. Panda it is. Okay, so let's step back for a little. Put the pedal off the metal and play it passively.
Isn't
but
that
gives
super
Happy
greedy,
so much time.
Isn't that Panda super greedy? You lost the TP, you're not level 3 demon, and now you're going for the late game creep-oriented hero. Dude, if the Naga was to come in here with a DK, it could just be a quick Panda surround. Yeah. After that, the archers die, the game's over.
Yeah. Happy is looking for it as it seems. Oh, walks into the meat grinder. That is Ghoul's first archer, or second archer rather, down. Trying to get us around here. There is no TP. There is no staff. Happy's blocking mine. He is killing this archer while blocking the Demon Hunter off, not getting this around. So that would have been a little too much. Oh, did I talk too soon? Yes, I did. Needs to get a staff now, but there is none. There's no shop. Oh, can he fight out? He's trying hard. This mischance, man, the Drunken Haze is helping so much, but not enough. Oh, that block with the Moon Juice is saving. No, not because the Naga has range attack and the first hero falls. Drunken Haze again. He can't even ignite. It's level 1 Drunken Haze.
2 heroes and 1 ghoul. Is that gonna be too strong against the Knight of Base? Dryad's gonna be coming out. It's gonna be a big help. LawLiet, unbelievable greed in this mid game. Panda as a second hero and a 1 Ancient of Lore tech.
Oh my
GG. LawLiet gets 2-0'd, gaining no points for Team Newbee.
I mean, this is pretty much LawLiet's own fault.
Yes.
Denying the creeps in the beginning. That's horrendous. That's really bad. But the way Happy chopped his head off here,
yeah,
is so crazy.
It was a lot of LawLiet's own fault, but also a lot of bad luck coming in there, dude. Like, he's creeping the Kobold Tunneler, and Happy, he wasn't scouting this beforehand. He just randomly walks there right when the Demon Hunter is dropping low. And then he gets bashed. And then he has to run away, and then he has to TP. I can kind of understand LawLiet that he feels himself behind as much as he was, going for this super greedy play, 1 Lord Tech with a Panda. But that's extremely risky against the Naga with boots, and Happy does not allow this. First game was a strong showing of strength by Happy. Second game, you know, every now and then that happens. That was certainly LawLiet messing up pretty hard.
The underdog takes the lead with 2-0 in the Penguin Sky Cup. Will this continue? I said previously, I see more than decent chances for LF here. Their star player is out. And Newbee, they still have 1-0 and Lin. And they will play in the 2-2 against Ice Orc and WFZ. One of the hottest prospects in Chinese Warcraft, this Ice Orc. And WFZ, notoriously known for his 2-2. So I hope they have some special strat up their sleeves. We go into a small commercial break. You can check out the links in the stream description if you want to support us a little by donating, subbing, merchandise buying, or referral link using. That is all you can do, and we'll see each other in 5 minutes. This is the second series of the Clan War. LF is leading 2-0 after the 2-2. And yeah, we do have the 2-2 here. It's Team Newbee in the red against Team LF in the blue on the correct version of Nullwood.
Thank you very much. I am Weasel for the 84 months with a less than 3. Oh, how cute. Less than 3 to you as well, my man. We're spawning close here on Nullwood. It is the Orc base, which is always the vulnerable base, not only in 2v2, but in every case. That is the big weakness of the Orcs. Perhaps nowadays a little bit less so with tier 2 reinforced defense, but still the case, especially in the early game. And my favorite part of the early game in Nullwood is the fountain.
Dun, dun,
You have a
dun,
very
the
strong
fountain.
track record at the moment. It is 4 out of 4 most recent calls correct. So now once again we look towards the middle of the map, which is also a specialty for all you new guys out there. You may not even be aware of this feature. There are fountains on some Warcraft maps. In our competitive 1v1 map pool that will be concealed. It can also be mana fountains, not just health fountains. And if you want to be really cheeky as a map maker, you can make it a random fountain, which it is on Nullwood. It spawns as either mana or health fountain, 50-50. And Neo, every single game I'm here, has to tell me which it is.
It is a mana fountain, Remo.
This is boring. Why have you become so good?
I learned colors. It's finally happening. I can
You learned them
differentiate
with 25?
blue
Finally?
and purple. I know my shit now. I know my blue. I know my purple. And this is a purple light right next to the fountain, and that is indicating mana.
He's correct, unfortunately. I remember 3 years back when we were doing 2v2 GCS, he would always be wrong. It was so hilarious. always be wrong. 50-50. And every single time. But now, he's got it figured out. I need to come up with something new to stunt him.
And people say you stop learning at a certain age. Nah, not the chosen one. So, what do we have here on Nullwood? In the 12 o'clock position, it is the previous world champion 1-2-0 for Newbee, rocking an early DK into Fiend build. On Lin's side, we have a Blade Master. We see a lot of Farseer in the European 2-2, especially by Cash, but on Nullwood, where there's a couple of claws and the map being so big, Blade Master might be more reliable. For WFZ, a 2-2 specialist, I might say. It's also a DK into Fiends, contesting the first chop right away. With coils, of course, making it hard for the Blade Master to get all of it, but he's distributing the damage nicely. There we go. Oh, the backstep was a little late. And now the Purge comes onto the Grunt. This is a great early for WFZ. Halfway down, long-range coil, second creep, guaranteed for the Undead. The item goes to the Blade, but it's only a ring, so that's fine.
Lots of experience there towards the DK, so that's certainly very nice. And the ring, obviously not so good. But something that I really appreciate there by Lin, he was trying to clump up all the units, his own Grunt and all the creeps, all into one spot, so it's hard to hit the coil on the right target. That's some serious deep level, highest level play right there. Doesn't work out, unfortunately, but I appreciate the attempt. But now the Blade Master, only with a bit of experience from the Skeletons, not looking too hot. 1-0 on the other hand was doing the same camp in the north. There got the Gloves of Haste. Ice Orc. He gets both camps. He gets 2 camps, right?
Yeah.
But doesn't... No, wait. What was he doing? This is his first Merchant. What was he doing here in the early stages? I don't know.
True. The second one is still up for grabs for WFZ now. Maybe checking out the fountain because he doesn't know it. Has to confirm whether it is health or mana. I don't know. Speaking of Ice Orc, many people will most likely not be familiar with him. A very, very young Chinese, one of the hottest prospects that the scene has there. Still had a great showing at WCG, and since then everyone is praising him. Now WFZ is getting stuck though. Revenge time for Lin, as this is a guaranteed TP.
Oh, okay. I was on the wrong hero. I was like, what? You sold the TP for the staff and now you don't have the money? But no, that was Lin. So again, Lin, with the really intricate play here in the early, steals the staff away and forces the TP on the DK. And as we know, TPs in 2v2 are a really big deal. Nice thing though by WZ, TP's close to the allies base, so now he can make use of those juicy clarities, which we would love to have as well as undeads. And so now is healing up. And gets the first level 2 in the game. Where's 120? At the merchant. There's still one null brood here. Pretty aggressive early game here. Not too much creeping both these teams in each other's faces.
Alright. So more experience, no level 2 for the undead, but he'll get there. Blade Master's also only level 1. WFZ is already on level 2, so they have the aura advantage. Lin a little faster with the tech, but earlier War Mill for Ice Orc. We see a Shadow Hunter, of course, for a lot of healing. Where's his second hero for Ice Orc? It's not coming at the moment.
There we go. Shadow Hunter now. 120 should have the fastest tech over here with the Ted Fiend opening. He is going to tier 3. And Slaughterhouse before Lich. Interestingly.
It feels like Newbee is ahead in all regards at the moment. Except maybe level... Okay, the level on the DK is equally now as well.
Like Master for Lin is sacrificing himself a lot, right? Not participating in the creeping at all. Still not even level 1.5 quite. I kind of like that choice, because Blade Master falls off heavily usually in this matchup. Orcs don't go tier 3, they don't get Orb, they don't get Kodo Aura. And in these massive armies, if you crit 2 units and they die, doesn't matter. There's like 24 more units usually.
He's pretty much a spy.
Yeah.
With a little damage.
Great at getting heal scrolls, great at getting invols, but downright fighting, usually not the strongest in the 2v2.
Right, Shadow Hunter is a little low. Ice Orc is chasing, only a mana one, and here we have Serpent Ward, so no healing at the moment. Also means he will most likely not use Hex in this encounter, as the heal wave is just too good. And Ice Orc was giving away this information at the fountain. Coil on the dragon, undershooting a little. Double level up for Newbee though. And the item, did he get that? Yeah, roll with the Magi. A grunt for Lucky Future.
Another Hex on another Grunt, that's another kill. They may have a bit of a supply experience lead, the Newbie boys, but now losing 2 units, that hurts.
Yeah, that Hex had a lot more impact than the Serpent Wards. And what do the Serpent Wards really provide in this matchup? I mean, there's gonna be medium armor Raiders, there's gonna be medium armor Fiends, and that's about it. Like, what do you want to accomplish with them?
Getting creep drag now, getting Hex on the DK. This could be the kill on him with a Nova coming in. It's really close. Nova was mid-animation there for WFZ. Oh, baby. 120. Once again, playing on the edge.
I think it's pretty cool for Ice Orc to have such an experienced 2-on-2 player right next to him. He's fighting really well in general, and he has a great game sense. And that in combination with like the leader qualities of WFZ that we've seen in other pairings with Yumiko, for example, and this super unusual human undead combo can only be helpful. And so far, they're doing really good. I mean, Lin has the totem. Okay, Spirit Link will be there. We have tier 3 for the undead. And what is Ice Orc doing? He's not going Lodge, right? It's just Raider Grunts and Kodos. How do you like that? Like early Aura versus Spirit Link?
I don't know. I don't really have experience. I haven't seen this before. I don't really know about 2v2, my friend.
Yeah, it depends a little on how hard WFC is going on Destroyers, right? For the Dispel.
Yeah.
Because if there's a lot of Dispel, we see the Crypt Lord, by the way. Remo. Your boy.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. In 2v2, he's a staple, though. In 1v1, he's rather rare. But in 2v2, there are going to be the big armies to make use of that Impale AoE.
Yeah, but if he has enough Dispel, then what do these walkers offer, really?
It's always a double-edged sword with destroyers. Like, if they get ensnared or webbed, they die really fast. And then the walkers can have value again. But what if they get nuked before? What if they're too well positioned? What if they get coiled? What if they survive? You know, so it's like, it's tempting fate a little bit. It's kind of going into the unknown. If you play without walkers, you're always going to know that you're going to get value out of the army. If you do go walkers, it's a bit of a gamble, you know.
Destroyer upgrade is coming. Newbee is coming in with a distraction push as there's an expansion in the upper left. Can LF go for the red spot? I mean, they are there already. They will be backstabbed. The question is, oh, the Crypt Lord will he fall?
He's got the orb. Oh, the impale though.
That was really
massive
good.
one coming in right there. Frost armor on the third hero in the front line, getting the coil as well, getting healed up there decently once again. And now Icehawk joining in as well. The Crypt Lord almost dies. One more coil will be there. He's trying to pass over the orb to the lich, but he can't quite yet. Now he does. And now there's a lot of firepower there for WFZ. Going for the Blade Master, has to go for the heal pod. With that, he will survive Destroyer, getting webbed and getting focused and probably going to be dying pretty quick. But there is the Kodo in the back, by both actually. Big impale again. There's the third impale thanks to the Wand of Mana stealing. Level 3 for the Shadowhunter. Level 2 actually it only is. So finally now the heal available fall in pretty late though. Next Destroyer is going to fall there as well. So far no heroes being taken out, focusing on the grunt to the front line instead, even moving the Kodo Beast forward. Ambitious play by Iceorg. That usually doesn't work out in the 2v2, but he saves it just barely. Another impale! 4 impales in one fight, what madness! But now the Crypt Lord might be falling, getting focused heavily by the Newbee side. One more heal pod transferred. Wow, this play on the Crypt Lord is absolutely outstanding by WFZ. Getting one more coil. Now the Lich for WFZ in trouble. Blade Master actually dishing out a lot of damage, much more than I was expecting. And LF retreating, falling back. And in the meantime, actually an expansion was established by Newbee behind all of this.
Iceorg is losing this Kodo, so the Battle Drums aura is gone. It was so hard for WFZ to get reinforcements in position. There must be a lot in the base. Actually, it's not. Not sure how he did that. Iceorg was throwing a couple of peons in the mix as well. He's at 37 supply. WFZ closing in on 50. 120 as well. And what is Lin doing? 48 as well. Okay, so 10 food supply lead for Newbee, as well as the established 2 and 2. Second base. In the main, it's not much happening at the moment, but at the shop, there must be some shopping going on. Actually, only a heal scroll. And an invul. Ah, okay, so he got that. Second invul goes to Iceorg, though. But they're on a timer. Yeah. This expansion can't be allowed.
These walkers with Spiritling turned out to be really good in that fight because WFZ didn't go for any destroyers. Not a single one. So with all that damage spread, great ability as long as it doesn't get dispelled. And now with heal scrolls being more available, how many do they have so far? One only, but might be getting more. If all the damage gets spread in a 2-player army with Spiritling and then double heal scrolls, that could be insane value.
Experience-wise, it's looking pretty good for Iceorg, though. Sorry to cut you off.
Forces are under attack.
A red camp creep for the Crypt Lord was the Potion of Restoration.
Ooh, sweet.
Which is certainly a really good item, but it's no Scroll of Restoration, which ridiculously enough still drops from this camp.
Okay, next engagement. Newbee wants to close it here with their supply lead they have, especially on 120 side. WFC was not breaking upkeep. Iceorg not even close to 50 yet. This choke can be nice. The first impale was good. Focus fire is on the Blade Master, but there's also, look at this buff bar. There's so much for this blade with even frost armor. That's great. Nova hitting big time in the front row. Now we have a destroyer against the Spirit Link, but might already be too late.
Impale again. Oh my god, these impales from the Crypt Lord are absolutely ridiculous. WFZ should be morphing more destroyers here finally. Yeah, as you said, one is in and the Crypt Lord gets his level 2. Out of mana for now, but has that Potion of Restoration. Still doesn't want to use it though with full HP. Invul Force of the Blade Master for Iceorg. WFZ's army is still looking pretty good. But Iceorg, he's got only the heroes left. And now the destroyer gets ensnared. And that's the thing. Once it's locked down, usually it dies very quickly. And the Blade Master to the left, speaking of dying, is gone with the Coil Nova focus. He disappears. And now it's basically WFZ left by himself against 2 armies. Blade Master re-engaging with more Spirit Link coming in. When there's only a single destroyer, you can abuse that cooldown with more and more Spirit Link with these walkers still having good mana left. That destroyer, speaking of the one, is gonna fall as well. Level 4 now for the DK. Crypt Lord dies. I'm having a lag.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a GG lag or something, but no,
Everything dies, man. And here is the GG. Newbee claims the first point. Oh no, actually not. It's best of 3. So the first map of the series. Pretty convincingly so. I think Ice Orc was the weak link. He didn't really start off too well. With the weird movement he had, going to the shop pretty late. And then in the first fight, without walkers, without destroyers, they got pretty manhandled, I'd say. And then it's so tough to get back. If there's an expansion against you, there's no big experience lead. They didn't have a better nuke or anything. Yes, there was the Crypt Lord with nice impales, but that one hero, definitely not enough.
I think Spirit Link there, showing its strength. In my opinion, still a very good spell. If it doesn't just get mass dispelled, even in 2v2s. Oh, this is a good old ladder classic. Our next map, Tidewater Glades.
Tidewater Glades. This is, if I'm not mistaken, a very, very fast, big consumable, easy to creep in the middle of the 2 bases. That should be the focus of the teams if they know about that. WFZ definitely knows. Not too sure about Lin and Ice and 120.
Yeah, one of my favorite creeps here is at the Mercamp, the what's it called again? The Thunder Lizard?
Yeah.
I get pretty excited about that. It's kind of more of a meme though, I guess. This map has been changed severely, right? When the ladder pool was reworked, I think this map was also changed a lot by Blizzard, if I remember right. Right? I'm not quite sure.
Sorry, I'm being distracted right now.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, it is important, of course, for Newbee here. If they lose this best of 3, which is not looking like right now, it's going to be a tough clan war for them indeed. Would be the draw for LF already guaranteed with that win from Happy earlier. There's a lot of pressure now on Team Newbee, but they seem to be thriving under the pressure. Lin and 120, both star players, normally will be able to perform even under difficult circumstances. Seemed like they were kind of falling behind a little bit there in the early game, but in the end, making a strong attack work that looked like it was only a distraction attack. Their caliber of play, once again, being displayed and being very impressive indeed. Can the underdogs from LF come back? They had a great start into this clan war. Happy, got the 2-0, the 2v2 from them. How much did they practice, really? How much work did they put into it? Some of you guys were there when WFZ was playing along with Yumiko, which was probably the most elaborate 2v2 strats we've seen in years. Really well developed early game plans to get Yumiko to an early base, turtle up, and then mass more teams before frag shards were nerfed, long before. Where we were so impressed with how well developed their 2v2 was. Is that what we saw so far by Ice Orc and WFZ? I'm not so sure. It looked pretty straightforward, you know, it was just Undead and Orc playing together, looking for a tier 3 timing. And I guess the big difference there was the walkers versus no spirit walkers. It was also an expansion play, of course, that kind of came into effect on the first map. Tidewater Glades is certainly a much smaller map. Already on paper, seems like that from the very get-go, as it is a 4-player map compared to the 6-player map of Nullwood. But it's kind of, despite being smaller, there's a lot more experience on this map. There's so many camps, a lot of green ones, but also a lot of yellow ones. Yellow camps are basically camps that are worth creeping, and you can basically creep every single one once you have like 30 to 40 supply. Yeah. So there's a lot of experience on this map, lots of items to be picked up as well, lots of auras, if you're lucky enough, and consumables, greater manas, and all that. So if you want to stack up your heroes highly, that might be quite a bit easier here on Tidewater Glades. It is, I guess, the counter map picked by LF. Do they have something special in mind? What is the plan here?
Well, it's not creeping the mercenary camp early. That is what Newbee is doing, so they want to contest it. It's kind of a broken creep spot, I think, because it's so easy and so small, like very little creeps, and the reward is so big.
The Berserker has the big mana, right?
That didn't get changed. Yeah, it's so easy. Oh, Pen of Energy. Okay, so it got changed, but it's still a really big item. And now Ice Orc is here with the blade, but what can he really do? Like stealing a little bit, but he didn't even get it. So half a level for the two heroes, big mana, amazing for a DK early on.
That's a Blade Master harass. So far not working out too well. Seems like LF with a slower start into this game. Also with WZ opting for the Fiend build, but that means now he has two Fiends out early, can start creeping pretty quick. Even with the grunt here. Seems like this time around, it's Ice Orc sacrificing his Blade Master in the early game, when in the previous match, or the previous map, it was Lin doing this. But now Lin also scouting out with his first hero Blade, sees the corpses, knows where WFZ was, and pretty predictably, WFZ going to the Merc camp here. This is seriously such an easy camp, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done with the request of the Orgas to put their logo on. That was a little urgent to do that. I was a little distracted, but now everything seems to be fine. Blade Master again in for the harass, gets the little wolf. And I like that he keeps dependent on him for now to have 2 additional Windwalks. Gives him a lot more freedom.
Doesn't quite give him level 2, but he's pretty close. On the other side, how's it looking for Ice Orc? Still not a single point of experience.
Yeah. Really
and
nice.
Almost surrounded.
Really nice reveals by 1-0 as well. Playing it safe. Investing a little into this early game item, but so much value to not get anything stolen here. And having the level 2.5 pretty much right away. WFZ on the other side, experience-wise, pretty equal. Inventory, not the greatest, to be honest.
Yeah, looks like Newbee here getting the better early game, and now with the frisky camp taking the gold mine away from the opponent's side. One of the Fiends actually gets slept by the creeps, doesn't get woken up. They get one of the creeps from the camp, speed scroll away, but that wasn't even the item carrying guy. So that one, I think the Dire Wolf is the guy who holds it. It's still up for grabs. Blade Masters trading hits. Lin now very close to level 2. 1 or 2 creeps will do it. 1-0, wanting to stay in this. There we go. That's level 2 for the Blade. Time now to give over the pendant, I guess. Does so. With that 2 calls on the DK for 1-0. But low HP, he certainly is. Blade Master trying to put in some right clicks. Starting to get a little bit iffy here for Newbee. Second hero time is soon going to be coming out with the Shadowhunter Hex plus Speed Scroll. This is a little bit too dangerous. And they're going to fall back.
Lin again with Totem and Lodge. WFC behind in tech quite significantly. Ice Orc is switching things up. He builds a totem now himself. Once again with the early Womel though. But yeah, we're gonna see walkers on both sides, so Spirit Link will not be the deciding factor, most likely, today, or on this map.
So, what's the Dire Wolf creep? I think it's like Healthstone and stuff, right? No, Zoe Mask. Wow, they changed a lot. Or I just have no idea.
Yeah, no, they changed this map a lot.
Yeah.
Matt Morris.
Rune Bracers on the Blade for Lin. Could become useful. And Zoe Mask for WFZ. That's really good. Giving it over to the Shadowhunter for outstanding healing later on. But for that, some more creeping has to be done. And that's exactly what we're doing here. It's a creep fest at the moment. Both armies are in the middle of the map, but one to the left-hand side, that will be Team Newbee. And the LF boys to the right. Both very close to the red camp now. Red camp with the big Furbolg Stomp dude can give you an aura. Endurance aura, Brilliance aura, both insanely good. But we're not going to go there. Seems like Newbee once again want to be aggressive with the Lich now joining the party. Even before tier 3, could actually be running into a tier 3 timing of WZ. This is pretty bold by Newbee.
Okay, they're trying though. That Burrow will not come through. Most likely the one in the bottom will. Oh, he's pretty committed to this. And alright, the rest of the army is coming in. There's no reinforced defenses. These burrows are weak, and Isorg is losing yet another unit. Will be stuck on 30, most likely. What's the army doing? They were cleaning up this expansion, TPing home now, but... Oh, Isorg with a late TP. WFC has to fight alone for a little. Jumps right on top of 120. Is that the best idea, my friend? I'm not too sure. Fiend is about to die immediately, but gets the coil. Counter TP out. But Isorg is crippled.
Okay, at least nothing more lost there by LF. Lots of fiends for WFZ. Lich, though, super late. I feel like I'm seeing this more and more. Kind of like in the old days, 2009, where you delay the Lich to come out with tier 3 to get the orb right away. You remember those days?
Yep.
That's bad.
Yep.
That is bad, guys. Don't do this. You want to level up the Lich. He gets +3 intelligence per level. Sometimes even +4. You want to get those levels. But anyways, it is the Lich now out for WFZ finally. 120 had him out much earlier, but because of the aggressive play towards the old main, didn't really get an experience lead. And now Crypt Lord for 120 as well. Creep Jack in the top left, by the way. Lindo with a speed scroll seems to be getting out of there scot-free. And got the item as well. The flute for his ally is going to be very nice.
Indeed it is. So we're back to creeping for now. Here's the big stomp dude, by the way. These furbolgs are pretty nasty. Level 2 for Isorg finally. After 14... Oh no, the clock is stuck. But after a long time. And yeah, this inventory on the Blade Master is great. We saw on Nullwood how they tried to focus the Blade Master, but there was always healing and invul and stuff. Now it becomes even harder to take this one out. Apart from that, not too many damage items though, so I guess it's fine. And on the other Blade Master we have Rune Brace as well, so that evens out. First statue immediately done. 120 is about to lose a destroyer though, very far up front where the web comes out. The creeps are helping too. Oh no, it's the Red Drake summon from the Egg, of course. WFC is... Oh, that impale though. Super sweet. Isorg about to lose this blade. There's a little bit of healing. Hex is running out and the potion can be used as well. But for how much longer is the question?
Rune Bracer saved him right there with the impale coming in. Now the Lich in trouble as well, but doesn't last that long this time. The Lich survives, but only for so long with the Hex and the focus, man. Newbee are outstanding with their hero focus attempts. Only the Rune Bracer saving the Blade Master earlier, now with the Lich dead. And the Blade Master falling as well, which I didn't even see. Who's got the upper hand now? Seems like Newbee once again overpowering in this fight. DK for WFZ has to be careful. Doesn't have a TP, by the way. WFZ stuck up here, and so is Isorg losing the Blade Master. The Rune Bracers won't protect him well enough. And I think this is looking like a 2-0 for the Newbee boys over here. Don't see them getting out of this one. Level ups galore now for 120 and Lin, and that's it. GG. 2-0 in the 2v2 for Newbee.
Damn. I did not expect this to be so clean. But yeah, Lin and 120 seem to be a good team. Seem to have a good chemistry. The attacks were nicely timed. They were together. They seem to have a game plan, in my opinion. Especially here on the second map. That was pretty cool. Like, nothing outstanding, not super action-packed, no rushes or anything, but I guess WFC and Isorg, to have success, they gotta work on their collaboration a little more.
Yeah. It felt like 120 and Lin's teamwork there was actually outstanding. Like early game creep routes, mid game timings, and late game hero focuses were all really crisp.
Yeah.
Impressive to see.
And so the series is tied. It is 2-2 after Happy defeating LawLiet. Now the next game is going to be a 1-on-1 once again. And if I'm not mistaken, it is Soin versus Lin. So, can we get an upset in this Orc Mirror, or will Lin be undefeated? We'll see after a little break. Stay tuned. We have this Orc Mirror to our hands. It is the third series here, 2-2, so whoever wins this takes the lead, but there could also be a draw. And if we look at the stats, if we look at the names, it's a pretty clear 2-2 for Lin, in my opinion. But if we look at the stats, it looks like this. It's 50-50 between them. 3-3 in series, 8-7 in maps. That is a lot closer than everyone, I guess, would expect. So we'll see if he can continue his success against Lin. The last encounter went to Lin with a 2-1 only, though. The second last one went to Soin. So who's taking it here? In the upper left, we have Lin in the red for Newbee. In the bottom right for Lucky Future Soin.
Who is in the stronger shape currently? I don't know. We're gonna find out here in this game. But I can tell you,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Just continue for now.
What's going on?
It's a freaking Shadowhunter first in an Orc mirror. That's going on.
Wow.
The
All right, what I
balls
wanted
of
to
Lin.
get to was last times I saw Lin, as far as his shape was concerned, was against TH, and that was insanely good. I lost my mind. That was so well played. And there also, he had some really precise builds lined up. Is this now that happening again? By the way, I think I'm not freaking out enough, because this is revolutionary, guys. Shadowhunter first, we have seen it sometimes in the past against Undead and Night Elf. Against Orc, I'm not even over-exaggerating. I've never, ever seen this. Never. In the mirror, never.
I saw it twice and it didn't really work.
Alright, show off, Neo. Alright, show off, right?
You know, there are a couple of streams where you're not here and crazy things happen. It's been the case since like early Jura Cup days. But alright, the upside of the Shadowhunter is Lightning Shield creep right away. But this can be punished by Soin, who is not going for a speed scroll but for creeping, so it will not be punished. Last time I saw this, Blade Master was here right away with the speed scroll, expecting this. And boom, this creep was completely destroyed. And the item stolen, I guess. This is not happening here. So it's a fast level 2 on the Shadowhunter with a greater invul, which is nice.
It's also a perfect creep. That's so efficiently done.
Yeah.
Like a maximum of 3 more hits required to kill the damage creep. Nothing denied. Lin is looking pretty spicy right now.
Also, not tanking too much damage, like 1 heal self will heal both units up, and he has a grunt to confirm that the Blade Master is coming, so he's gotta hurry a little, as he has no heal scrolls at the moment. Ooh, this can be a good chase from the Blade Master, but he's not going for it. Claws and Circlet for Soin.
Yeah, outstanding items here. I was almost expecting the double rings again. I've seen the double rings here 3 games in a row now, but now it is the nuts instead for Soin. Okay, so Shadowhunter first. Obviously, very different game. How do you react to that? What's the proper counterplay? What do you have to be afraid of? I personally have no idea. This is, you know, the Twilight Zone for me. But I guess Soin has encountered this before. And for the time being is trying to be really aggressive against this. Casting heal salves and such. Not leveling up his Blade Master.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like, keep the Shadowhunter busy to not let him get to level 3, which is kind of hard on Terranas. But Lin is doing it, Soin is doing it really well. Because if he gets to level 3, there's no way you can take a fight until the late game, pretty much. If you deny level 3, you can go for heal wave first. Then, of course, you don't have Hex, but you're still in okay fighting shape, as you will have more damage, most likely, on your Blade Master.
What is the second hero for Lin gonna be?
Blade Master, I guess. Are you waiting for Pit Lord?
I would love that so much. I would love that so much.
Some pants and minds are getting tighter. Just naming this possibility.
He hits the blade with the dust. Wait, is he gonna die? There's a Hex ready. Uh-oh! Uh-oh. When he gets out of Hex, he isn't dusted anymore, right? No, that's not how this works. There's
another Hex coming. Level up. It's not saving him, though. The Sharkrams are flying. The Grunts are chasing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, the Sharkrams are not sharp enough.
Wow.
He's just walking it off.
1 or 2 more hits there, and he was dead. Also, if he doesn't get the double circlet, he's probably dead.
Yeah.
Whew, that was scary, though.
Shadowhunter now ready for Soin. So is Bestiary, and Totem leads on the way. Warmill for Lin. No second hero. No Bestiary, no Lot. It's mass grunts.
Is he gonna tower?
I thought so too. Like, but where's the? Oh, peons are coming. Fire
Tinker?
Lord then? Fire Lord. Wow. Wow.
Oh my god.
Not sure if that's the right call.
Good scout by Soin. Really important. Sees this early. Has to abandon the Merc Camp creep though. Didn't get the item. Could now be taken honestly by Lin. But he is not interested in slowing down. He's moving across.
It's Serpent Wards, by the way, of course, with this Tower Rush build. So no heal wave. Soin has to stall some time. He wants this lava spawn to expire. He wants his buildings to be up. He's forcing this fight here. Going for the Shadow Hunter right away. There is an invul potion. Hex doesn't last long enough. The lava spawn is getting some hits. We'll be able to split soon, but it's just a lot of right click on this Ass Age, who really has to be careful. Without the healing, there's no potion. There's no heal wave. And this can just continue, I feel, with enough mana on the Shadow Hunter, with enough health on the blade. And this lava spawn, man. Oh, okay. Splitting now.
Lin didn't bring any heal salves though, so now the Shadow Hunter is still pretty hurt. His force is too strong to deal with right now. Soin has to buy time. Buy time for what though is the question. Is it time for Demolishers? I don't know. Tower's pretty exposed, but
There's no Warmel yet.
Lin's coming over.
You can't go for Headhunters nor Destroyers, I was about to say. Demolishers. We do have Raider Walker coming. This Spirit Link will help a ton. And he's getting rid of the first tower and the second and third as well. Lava spawns should not be in a position to split. So the Fire Lord, how much does he really do in these fights? It feels like Lin is retreating a little, trying to get some mercs, but here is the Hex, here's the crit, here's the kill.
Yeah, a few mistakes in there. I think Lin forgot about bringing the salve and also forgot about making the Burrow. I believe he wanted to go for the Merc support. If he had the Dispel there from the Shadow Priest, he could have been fine. But he was supply blocked, he didn't have healing, and now everything's falling apart, dude. And you know what? I got a feeling Soin's gonna get at least one map this series.
Absolutely. Lava spawns are splitting, but the heroes are dead. Yeah, I think he wanted to go for the mercenaries, but as you said, was supply blocked. Soin is taking map number 1 and the lead for Lucky Future.
All right, so that push definitely, you know, ran off the tracks. But if he brings heal salves, at least 3, if he isn't supply blocked, maybe that can be scary. Maybe that can be good. It didn't look that good, though. I don't know.
No. With was the Shadow Hunter level 3?
No.
No, right? So that speaks of good Blade Master control early for Soin. He shut that hero down. But yeah, lack of healing in such a stalemate situation when you want this fight to be long, you want the towers to be up, that does take time. And then having no regen against a Hex Blade Master combo doesn't.
And I think he also didn't have a speed scroll, right? He used his first speed scroll trying to kill the blade in the early game, didn't get it. I don't know if he got another one. Maybe I'm wrong on this. But usually Lin is so good, an expert at making use of the speed scroll perfectly. Feel like that could have been a little bit better. But at the end of the day, it was a cheese strat. It didn't work out. But in this best of 1 format, is this where you want to play the cheese strats? Every single map matters.
Yeah, I feel the same, especially with LawLiet already not getting a single map. I feel like this is not the time to do that. Maybe he feels super uncomfortable playing Terranas against Soin for whatever reason. Or he has a lot of faith in his strategy, but this didn't feel too elaborated. So it's not Twisted, but AZ. We're gonna rehost here real quick. The admin may be a little drunk today. First, the Reign of Chaos version of Nullwood, now another wrong map hosted.
Whoopsie. But this is also a big deal now for Soin, big deal for LF. If Soin wins this map now, there's going to be a lot of pressure on 1-2-0 to defeat WFZ. If he doesn't get that win, then surprisingly, Newbee would lose here.
For the best of 3, you only get 2 points, not 3, as it can be in W3IL. So winning another map is already the tie, which would then in the end force an ace match. And that is pretty much more than Lucky Future could hope for against the big favorites of Newbee.
Yeah. And
there's a certain caster who called that, by the way.
And that would have to be happy then. By far the strongest 1v1 player. He is playing on a worse ping though, but ooh. Dude, best of 3, Happy versus Lin. Give me that shit, dude.
Yeah, even Happy versus 120. Like, we don't like undead mirrors, but if you put these guys together, whew.
Yeah, that would have been a hype match at WGL as well. Wong, who is kind of responsible for this tournament, or at least works with it, was hoping for that to be the grand final. Fortunately,
yeah, he just said that 500 billion times.
Best island in the world. Wong, one of the most valuable persons at WGL.
Absolutely. The guy who runs Gauntlet Harbor. GLHWar3.com, your source of Warcraft 3 news. Your source of Warcraft 3 games. It's of course back to Warcraft. And with that, we go into map 2 for Lin versus Soin. The underdog having the lead. And that is Amazonia to decide this best of 2.
Top right, Lin. Bottom left, Soin. Is there gonna be another pocket strat? Is there gonna be another lightning shield creep?
Yeah.
It is possible also with the Farseer. And Farseer is very rare, certainly, in Orc Mirror, but it has been played before, has been seen before, and has successfully been wielded by none other than Lin before. I don't think he's gonna do it though, having just failed with the unusual strat. Don't think he's gonna do it again, but then again he might. He's Lin. He can do whatever he wants.
If a player is doing it, then it's Lin in Orc Mirror. Maybe Lin Guagua, who had some TC Headhunter first strats in the mirror, which is totally unseen, but not Soin. Absolutely not. He is as standard as one can be in the Orc Mirror.
Speaking of Lin Guagua, how was I forget now. How was he doing at the youth training camp?
He was saving strategies for WGL qualifiers.
Results speak for themselves. Lin Guagua got top 8. Not bad. Hug got top 4 though. Further proof of who's a superior talent in China.
He just won one more series.
And you know what Lin Guagua did? He lost every series.
Every game.
Every game.
Yeah, it's kind of true. But still, Lin Guagua already signed to a team. Hug, no one wants him.
It's only a matter of time.
It's time for the Blade Master to come out. We have confirmed Lin with a standard this time as well, but not really standard because it's the double burrow against one burrow shop. So tech should be at around the same time, but no healing for Lin at the moment.
With this aggressive Blade Master play with a fast tech plus the circlet, oftentimes we will see the burrow harass then in the opponent's base. That can be very annoying to deal with. Lin so far not opting for this, going for the Berserker instead, hoping for those slippers. Earlier, LawLiet was lucky with those drops. The double slippers didn't lead to a victory against Happy, but here it is not the case. Gauntlets only. Is there still enough time now to harass the burrow? Burrow for Soin is coming up way in the back of the base, though. If this was further forward, trying for a wall off, this would be more punishable. But okay, Lin is still trying. Is this enough damage? I'm not sure.
I think so, but it will take a lot of time, and that time is Soin using it for one of the biggest camps of the map, but he lost a lot here getting purged, getting the devotional, which is big, but he's down to 30 HP. Of course, he has the self now, but the burrow is cancelled.
Okay, interesting deviation of early game strategies here. Lin focusing on a fast tech and disruptive, annoying play. Sacrificing his own development though. No items really for him, aside from the gauntlets, and no experience. So went exactly the other way around. Slower tech, getting harassed, but he's got the devotion aura, which is amazing in Orc Mirror. Don't sell it. Don't sell it, dude. Okay, no, he doesn't.
No,
Gets
I mean,
dust.
everyone knows the value of this aura by now since it got buffed. Of course, he was hoping for... Oh, nice kill, Valen. For a Vamp aura, but this is probably the second best he can get there. Blade Master got the grunt kill, so what to do, Soin? You have nothing to creep with, except your Blade Master, who has 2 Windwalks. It's still level 1. It's just not too much he can do.
Lin could very easily be starting to creep now, but look, he's not doing that. He's, again, focusing all of his attention on being disruptive, on being annoying, on not allowing any more progress on his opponent. With his 3 grunts plus blade, he could easily be creeping double kobold in the middle right now. For the claws, he doesn't do that. Interesting.
So tier 2 is done, and Lin is looking for timing to disrupt the tier 2 creeping. And now stealing this for the Shadowhunter. I love that play. Also positioning himself close to the base of Soin to be able to kill the tier 2 buildings very early on. So this positioning right here with the 3 grunts might be game winning.
It's going to be level 2 for the blade here in just a moment. Lin was trying to keep track of Soin, but with him going into Windwalk, Blade Master did evade the gaze of the opponent, and now is getting the next Renegade. That's another big drop. Bracers and belt are trash. Everything else is good. It's the belt, unfortunately, for him.
Oh, and here comes Lin. Blade Master is hurt. Here's the backstab. Needs the Windwalk. Has it. And gets out.
Oh, the 4 units around, though.
Whoa, and he can't pop him out. He will just die.
Dude, that was so swift. That was so clean. The deny is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But still, that's 2 grunts lost. How is he supposed to creep the shadow now?
Yeah, that's an issue. Creep spot stolen. The little scrappy dudes on the right-hand side are still there, but no grunts. His buildings are late as well compared to Lin. Man, like, the Chieftain is in such a dominant position here.
Yeah, this is masterclass play by Lin. He's like, okay, you know what? First game, you got that. My cheese strat doesn't work out, but now he is showing up to play. Soin was cutting a few corners, taking a few risks, playing a little bit greedy, and he gets punished twice. In the very early game, he plays greedy, loses the grunt there. Then he plays a little bit greedy in the mid game, or, you know, later stages, loses the grunt there as well. Lin is just allowing no mistakes here.
So, Wommel coming, end snare upgrade, and the first walker for Spirit Link. Postponing the second, or the first raider a little bit, which kind of has no value without end snare anyway. Except for some creep AI buggerinos. But not really.
Buggerinos? Oh.
Oh!
Oh, I like that. Kobold Taskmaster. Apparently not going to be contested anymore. Solo experience over to the Shadow is going to be level 2. Level 2 versus level 1 Shadowhunter is also a big advantage. We always talk about level 2 versus level 3 advantage. Level 1 versus level 2 arguably even larger. And that advantage now is with Lin. Only the ring from that camp, not too great. But he has the heal wave advantage now. And a 10 supply lead.
Yeah. In an Orc Mirror. That's so crazy. No, we didn't have a big fight yet. Like, this was all just early game skirmishes. So now, fighting for the Taskmaster. Gets the Hex off, so there's no experience on the blade. But he gets it on the Shadowhunter anyway, and the item. That's okay. Shadowhunter difference is so crazy. 1 entire level.
Both Blade Masters here with a pretty good inventory. Not completely insane. Not double claws plus double slippers or whatever, but pretty good. Especially Lin's is really tanky. Oh, and he gets the heal scroll. Gets the heal scroll from the enemy shop. Taking out the rest of the camp now. If he fights with heal scroll versus no heal scroll plus heal wave versus no heal wave,
unwinnable for Soul. There's no way.
Well, can be very good.
But Lin is again getting so much experience from this camp. Like, even the Shadow Priest goes to him. Someone is always a little too late. There we go. At least one of these creeps go to him. But Ensnares are flying. He's forcing that fight with the 10 supply lead, with the better hero levels, with the better inventory as well.
Even the illusions now starting to come out, soaking up so much of this damage. Soin, that's the wrong unit to focus. Speed scroll, move forward. He needs to get the Devourer off, but perfectly timed Hex. Quick disenchant against it, but after that, dealing with the Kodo, with the Ensnare. This is looking like the 80% Orc Mirror win rate Lin that we knew him to be. Gets one Raider kill here.
Wow.
Dropping low on his own Raiders, actually. Heal scroll being used right there. Beautiful heal scroll by Lin. There is the Kodo advantage for Soin though, but for how much longer he can't heal it up anymore. Still no heal wave. Still no heal wave here for Soin. Everything is dropping low. Kodo's gonna die. Grunt comes back. Level 3 Shadow versus level 1. I mean, what else do you need to know?
That was so beautiful by Lin. He saw, okay, there's damage on the Raider. I pull him back, but I'm not sending him back to the base. I just keep him out of range of the Walkers and Shadowhunter. So then I can use the Ensnare from range, and I move the Raider back in to use the heal scroll. So he gets the Kodo with this. It's unbelievable. Shadowhunter is about to die there as well. Gets the potions. It's more resources that can't go into the army. And Lin is continuing his dominance so far. Raider falling now. And the Kodo blocks the Shadowhunter in a way that he dies to the Shadowhunter Chakram. And the Blade Master will fall as well. This series is tied, and the clan war is tied. Lin getting the second one, and yeah, that means the Undead Mirror will decide this.
Wow, then I think if he just plays normal, he wins 2-0 here. Holy crap, is he looking strong. The Hex timing's perfect, the movement across the map, perfect, the punishes for the opponent, perfect. But he threw one game away. He threw one game away, and with that now, it's really scary.
Certainly. It's 1-0 versus WFZ next, and if WFZ takes that, that would be crazy, but then kind of be... Well, it doesn't really matter then, right? Because it gets you 2 points anyway. So this one map in the end won't do too much.
What this 1-1 means, basically, is that we're not going to have an ace match.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Whoever wins WFZ 1-0 in the best of 3 will win the series for their team. The clan war for the team.
Correct, as it is 3-3 now. Before we go into the final series, we go into a little break, and that is time for you to check out the links in the stream or VOD description. Check out ways to support us. Check out ways to follow us on social media. It's all down there. So take a look and see you in a bit. As we go into the final and deciding series, we're going from Orc Mirror into an Undead Mirror, which starts on Echo Isles. It's 1-0 versus WFZ. Both at one point in their careers have been the best Undead in the world. WFZ at around 2014, 1-0 from 2015 to 2018, and then there was Happy. Both trying to reclaim the crown, but it feels like they're not even close at the moment. Now they're facing each other, and as it was in the Lin versus Soin matchup, on paper you would think, easy 1-0, right? But the stats once again prove us wrong. It's a 60% win rate for WFC, which baffles me, to be honest. So maybe there were some games that 1-0 didn't take seriously, but let's see. This is important now. 1-0 can claim the win for Newbee. WFZ can claim the win for Lucky Future, which would be a gigantic upset. So, what do you know about these two guys' Undead Mirrors?
Well, I don't stream on Twitch, so not too much. I could tell you all about Happy's Undead Mirror, but for these two, I don't know it too well. I know that they both used to play Super Standard, but 1-0 has become over his career more and more experimental. And it looks like that's the case here as well, because it's a ghoul build. It's a ghoul build with a really late Ziggurat. Normally, that means Dreadlord. But this is 1-0. Who knows? This might be a Crypt Lord first. Or it might be a Fire Lord. I don't know. Or a Lich, of course.
He's not going to
But this could very well be a Dreadlord play.
Yeah! Side, are you watching? 120 is playing the Dreadlord. Another newbie player with another unusual first hero pick.
But here it makes a lot of sense. This is a lot about mind games, a lot about reads. Dreadlord, fast expansion, can be super strong in Undead Mirror. It's an extremely strong build against what WFZ is playing. He's playing the Ted Fiend opening. Very low aggressive potential. But at the same time, it can be horrible against Lich First. And if you guys were here last W League, Happy versus Side, that is exactly what happened. Side played the Dreadlord, tried to expand. Happy shows up with a Lich, and that's basically GG after 3 minutes. So it is a gamble. 120 willing to gamble, but he wins that gamble.
We'll see how he does this. He played more and more Dreadlord, I feel, especially in WGL qualifiers, against pretty much every race on this map. He really seems to love this early expo, but apparently WFZ kind of knows. Running over right away.
But this is why this should be good. Normally, the DK can't really do anything here. He could just be slept surrounded. 4 ghouls, by the way. 120 is making very sure that this is not going to be turning south. So DK, maybe he can steal some creeps here. But is that even going to do too much? He doesn't get the first one. Trapper goes to 120. Oh, and the ghouls are coming in, by the way. Oh, I didn't expect this. WFZ changing up his play. Not following up with the fiends, but rather going for the ghouls. Here comes the first sleep. May not get the surround. No, it does. And even if, that's the thing about sleep, even if you miss the first surround, you can just go for the next one right after. That's the TP forced.
But the Acolyte
died.
Yeah, exactly. That delays the expansion by a lot. The ghouls are still here, buying more time. I mean, they won't get the last hit or anything, if everything goes right. But they do damage to the Ziggurat, they delay everything, delay the creeping, and this is okay for WFC.
I guess it's kind of okay for both. Like, DK doesn't die, ghouls survive, expansion is delayed by, hard to tell, a minute maybe?
Mm-hmm.
But also, TP is gone from the DK. That's always super scary against the Dreadlord.
Look what he does. Special WFZ creep route at the marketplace. Stealing the big consumable, investing 2 coils and HP. Okay.
I'm so sad 120 is playing this, by the way. This was already a popular strat on ladder. And now it's vindicated by one of the best units in the world. Which means, next 2 weeks, I'm only gonna be playing Lich First.
Sorry for your pub games, you mean?
If you play Lich First, this is great. If you play Lich First, this is a free win.
Yeah.
Side is in chat, by the way. How do you feel about fast expansion Dreadlord Side?
Not too good anymore, I guess. So, creeping for WFC continues. He got the best item possible in this matchup on this map, which is the Greater Mana Potion. Still struggling a little with level 2. Dreadlord got level 2, going for the Vampiric Aura, which has been buffed. And he's taking out the second unique spot here with ghouls. Super easy. More ghouls coming from the main. It's 4 of them. He's still not teching though. And that means no anti-air. WFZ 3/4 done with the tech. Going for fiends now. Gotta be careful to not get surrounded. Thanks to the sleep as the Dreadlord rises up to level 3.
And this is the great thing for Dreadlord on this map as well. You go for the natural, you go for the green, you go for the middle. Boom, level 3. Look how perfectly it lines up.
Yeah.
And I imagine he has sleep level 2, makes it cheaper in mana, makes it even more spammable, even more annoying, even more dangerous if you don't have a TP. And WFZ obviously doesn't have a TP, but tier 2 finishes. With that, he would be able to go for a teleport scroll, but that is extremely expensive, doesn't want to do that, wants to go for a Lich? A Dark Ranger, a tower push? I don't know.
He is not building a Lich yet and not teching yet, which is weird, because the Lich is of course the best weapon against this mass ghouls with Nova. Slow down, AoE, all that good stuff. We have a ghoul fiend army now for WFZ who has just one objective, and that is kill that expansion, right? Being distracted by 120 though. Nice counter surround, nice range shots. Stalling time, still no tier 3, still no second hero. It's the Tavern hero. And it is the Dark Ranger, you're right.
Bit of a mistake by 120, forgetting about the graveyard. Doesn't have spirit towers now up at its expansion. If he did, this would be much easier to defend. 120 could have also decided to go for the counterattack into WFZ's main, but with having no TP himself, that's a little bit scary. So, alright. This is all in, boys. Yeah. If this attack doesn't work, WFZ loses this first map.
A player's forces are under attack.
It's a lot of ghouls, though. It's a lot of ghouls by 120.
That could become a big, unholy, undead army. First skeleton has been raised, and now the ghoul comes in. He has to reposition. The fiends are easily attackable by this mass ghouls. First coil has been thrown. He has full mana. That is 8 coils to work with, but sleep is coming in greatly. These fiends are suffering hard. He can only coil one at a time. And, okay, now we're getting a couple of more skeletons here. 120 is losing more and more of them, but that's... Oh, what a nice sleep! That's one fiend dead. That's the second fiend dead. And the third one can be saved, but the fourth one has to be called home. So now, can he withstand the skeletons?
Oh, nice borrow. Actually saves that fiend. There's one shop over there. DK, by the way, going for Aura so he can't get surround killed too easily. And not for Aura, but rather for Death Pact. Makes microing these fiends much more difficult, especially with all these narrow towers here. WFZ is still having a chance here, maybe, but usually once the fiend numbers dwindle, go below 3, you don't have the damage output anymore. Or does he?
With the skeletons?
With a lot of sleeps left, by the way. Could easily go for a Dark Ranger surround now if he wanted.
Yeah,
he doesn't even need it. Oh, does he?
More skeletons. These towers are untouched. These echoes are almost untouched, and that's what you were calling for. The Dark Ranger surround. There is a lot of coils and a potion. Sleep again. Wake him up. Wake him up. Coil again, but for how much longer? Sleep. He's not waking up the DK, and that's the Dark Ranger down.
Was he showing off surrounding the Dark Ranger without sleep? He could have done it much more easily with sleep, but okay. More sleeps coming in over and over and over and over. Such an annoying spell. Effective so far, or is it? 120 buys back the Dark Ranger, and WFZ that is, buys her back. 120 not teching, had to remake Acolytes. Now he is teching, finally. Triple crypt in the main, by the way.
Wow, it's so many reinforcements. I don't think WFZ can do it anymore. Like, where's his army? He needs to get so many skeletons. Gets level 3 now for coil level 2, which is necessary this time. There's the sleep for the Dark Ranger and no potion on her. So that should be an easy kill. But oh, there's no sleep no more. Still mana on the DK. Level up for the Dark Ranger. Could even be life drain right there, but has no mana, I guess.
Dude, 120 is probably overcommitting to this.
The Dark Ranger, right?
Oh my god.
These skeletons are rising so quickly, and he struggles to get the fiend kills. But now, this bigger mana potion might be the savior to WFZ and LF.
And this statue also working overtime over here. It's not over yet. It's far from over, actually. Wow. One more fiend does die, giving the Dreadlord a little bit more experience. I think the one thing the Dreadlord is missing severely is boots. If he had boots, he could chase much more easily.
Oh, statue now.
Oh, that's a big kill.
Ooh, that's gigantic. Can she fight out? Or can it fight out? Not really. There's almost no damage. Or controllable damage. Down it goes.
It's 60 supply, pure ghoul. Only ghouls.
Oh, DK surrounded! No TP! Has to fight out. Oh, he's trying to. It's hard, but he does it.
More mana on the Dreadlord. Could surround that one fiend. Lots of ghouls are dying, but lots of ghouls are being remade at the same time. One more coil. That's the last coil. The last coil. No more.
And there's no items at all on these heroes. I don't think he's going tier 3. He's just committing to this push, which goes back and forth. Yeah, but seems like 120 is in control again. Level 4, and this Vamp Aura is now really showing off.
This was already such a Pepega strat on ladder. Just Dreadlord pure ghouls. If you don't get harassed so heavily, then they play tier 3 with Frenzy and lots of upgrades. It's so dumb, and now it's gonna be played all the time. Next sleep, next round, there's one more coil, and that fiend may actually survive. Dust coming out though, and pretty good damage from these ghouls. Next kill.
The spam sleep is so effective at this stage of the game. It's still revealed. This burrow didn't do anything. I feel like WFZ is overwhelmed. He's playing with muscle memory, but that muscle is not the brain.
And now tier 3 is coming for 1-0. And once Frenzy is done,
Yep.
this tier 2 army for 1-0 isn't gonna do crap anymore.
You mean
Second
for
crypt?
WFZ? Yeah, he's not going tier 3. He's not going destroyers. He's building a second crypt now
forces are
to
under attack.
still go into fiends. I feel like maybe at one point go for Gargs. Or in general, just go for Gargs. But then, of course, there's tier 2 and triple crypt. No, that's a bad idea. Gotta correct myself there.
Yeah. The proper counterplay. Oh my god, look at the ghoul surround. How many ghouls is this?
Well, to be honest, it's not that hard to surround stuff with 20 ghouls. But he's like, this is circle pits everywhere.
Oh, Jesus. And he hasn't even had his power spike yet.
Nope.
Frenzy timing is obviously the power spike.
Players' forces are under attack.
Oh, almost
Messing
another
up a few of these surrounds, but it's not like he needs to land them, honestly.
At the moment, I think he's just toying with WFZ. Like, okay, I only do damage when I surround stuff. Like,
Yeah.
this is a checkbox. Otherwise,
This
I
whole
leave you
time, by
alone.
the way, 1-0 is exposed mining with 4 acolytes. Also, not something that really matters. DK surrounded up here.
that matters.
He does have Death Pact.
A player's forces are under attack.
Has to use it. Alright.
Fiend. Big loss. Oh, there's like 6 ghouls more coming in. Dark Ranger
can just-
level 3. A lot more damage from these black arrows now.
But he could just kill the DK. 1-0 is letting the DK get away on purpose. Oh, now he says, okay, you know what? I guess I am gonna kill him. Okay, I guess I am gonna kill him.
I think he can fight out. There's another death pack.
Another Death Pact, yeah. After the first Death Pact, he could have just slept around him immediately again. Then Death Pact was on cooldown. Perhaps that was intentional, perhaps it wasn't. And yeah, it is a lot of skeletons now. Level 2 skellies, pretty strong, but tier 3 is done. Frenzy is coming in, and the DK second for probably Aura level 1.
Oh, this speed. This ghoul speed is gonna be so sick. We have another donation, by the way. Thank you very much, Stars and Stripes, with the €5. Sends a T, as the NetEase platform did when the game began. So is there one more push with this Dark Ranger level 3 now? I mean, Frenzy is done. And in the hands of 1-2-0, that's such a crazy weapon. He's sandwiching the entire army. Sleep on the DK. All the creeps are helping as well. That's a
So much
double kill
damage.
right there.
There's so much damage. WZ is doing a decent job here, saving his fiends as best he can. Ghouls are so crazy. They're kind of trash units the longest time in the game, and then they get Frenzy and they become super strong. They only get enabled before Frenzy with the Dreadlord.
How
That was level
fast he
5.
kills the fiends, man. Level 3 sleep. He just is even cheaper now. Just spam everything.
This was all without the DK's aura, by the way. DK's coming in now for 1-2-0.
He's destroying him with mass ghouls.
Yeah. So afraid for ladder, dude. GG.
Whoa! That did work in the end. Better outcome for 1-2-0 than it was for Side last week. But yeah, he was not facing a Lich. And that means it's match points for Newbee. Primo.
Yeah. I'm seriously terrified of ladder, dude. I honestly am.
Just leave every undead mirror. from now on.
But cool to see this on pro level as well for once. But yeah, it was a gamble. The gamble works out this time. I think in the future though, we might see more Lich first by WFZ, especially on this map. Echo Isles is the #1 Dreadlord expansion map. Expo so easy, level 3 creep so easily done. Good to defend as well. Which is why Happy had the read there previously against Side. But okay, are we going to see that a second time? That would be truly ballsy now.
Yes, but
For 1-2-0 to do this again.
we go on to Terranas, and Terranas is easy to expand as well. This all being a best of 3 means there's still chances for Lucky Future, but only one more. If they lose this map, Newbee wins the clan war and takes the lead in the Penguin Sky Cup. This is, for years, WFZ's best map, I feel. Not too sure if it's in the mirror, but he was playing back in the old days.
Yeah, old Terranos, which was like auto-vetoed by every undead.
Exactly. He played that versus Orc, which was just mind-boggling. And he won series against the likes of Focus and stuff. So this is where he feels the most comfortable. This is where he has his own meta, I guess. So here the chances seem to be pretty high.
And 1-0 has a safety net now. 1-0, even with being under pressure, he will play what he likes, and if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Now, having the safety of being allowed to lose a map, this may very well be an unusual strat again. I'm looking forward to this. What bag of tricks are going to be revealed here now?
He played Mazghouls here versus Fiends, versus Lin. And he almost won.
Ah, yeah, with the Dreadlord first, with the greater mana plus
Yes,
mana stone, right?
Correct. So, might be a surprise coming. We'll see. Lucky Futures, last chance. We got it here on Terranos Stand.
Top left, 1-0 in the red. Bottom right, WFZ. Starting off with the same build again. The Tet Fiend build order for WFZ as it seems. And a Ghoul build by 1-0 again. With Crypt, Ziggurat, then Altar. This is even later than before.
What does that indicate? Do we get some suitable heroes in the tavern, maybe?
Normally this is Dreadlord expansion. But it's 1-0, dude. Who the hell knows?
I mean, on this map, it kind of screams for that, if that's your style, which it does seem to be at the moment.
And I'm really interested to see what WZ, how he plays this now. WZ just played against the Dreadlord. He knows this is also a good Dreadlord expansion. And he sticks with his build. So maybe he thinks, alright, I could have executed, especially my early game, better. Shows confidence by WFZ. But I really wonder how he wants to do it. Because the issue remains the same. The DK runs in close for harass, he gets sleep surrounded, he has to TP. It is the Dreadlord again. No, why do you play it twice, dude?
This is better.
Whales of despair!
It's better than Mass Destroyers, come on. That is a lot of fun for an undead mirror.
His forces are under attack.
Yes, but you can counter Mass Destroyers with DK first. The Dreadlord counter is Lich first. And I'm viewing this very selfishly, Neo. The thing is, I have to learn to play Lich first better, and I suck with Lich first. But anyways, okay, maybe WFZ has the answer. Maybe he has the magic control. Maybe he's gonna open our eyes and dazzle us now with his Tet Fiend opening. So it's once again gonna be a fast tech for WFZ. Earlier he did opt for some ghouls, actually, not going into fiends too quickly. Brought them in for the harass. Did successfully delay the expansion with this, but not by that much.
So we use the first sleep already to get the first blood. That is a lot of mana early on. A little bit of
skeleton though.
Huh?
It's also skeletons though.
That is correct.
Terranos has no critters, so corpses kind of hard to come by. 1-0, by the way, adjusts. Going for double Acolyte now, so if he loses one, still fine.
A player's forces are under attack.
And here we go. Instant expansion. Dreadlord. The new meta, boys. Here we go.
We'll see if this becomes meta. This is certainly an uncontested creep. WFC is using a lot of his time to just creep up, and now he retreats. This is a free export.
Yeah. Crystal Ball reveals the Mercan. Oh, perfect scan. Sees him there. And WZ changing his plan. He's not going to try to be aggressive on level 1 anymore. He plays purely defensively and just creeps up, going for fiends right away. Trying to get his levels
Player's
going.
forces are under attack.
Oh, Renegade does not get denied. Okay, well done there. Level 2 for the DK. One of mana stealing can be really good against the Dreadlord because Dreadlord is always, once he's out of mana, he's useless. So draining him is going to be a big priority. But guess what he finds? Big mana potion for 1-2-0.
Okay. Guess it's fair. WFZ had it on Echo Isles. But yeah, he can sleep everything forever. He's so close to 3. He's going to the green. He's going to get that remaining 32 experience. And then he's the Sandman.
Bring me a dream. Boom, 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 boom. Absolutely correct. DK did get good levels though. But that's the thing, like, DK high levels don't have to mean much against the Dreadlord. If you get sleep surrounded, you still have to TP. If the Fiend gets sleep surrounded, and there's enough ghouls, it's still gonna die.
What about a
Dreadlord
staff?
Staff, you can cooldown on sleep is short enough that you can sleep again during staff. Doesn't work.
What about a Zeppelin?
Zeppelin is possible, but Zeppelin only becomes available at daytime. That's pretty late. By then, Expo is going to be done. He's going to be fully mining. Of course, Tech is going to be severely later here for 1-2-0. Should be starting that in... Go second crypt before Tech.
Wow. I was thinking, like, isn't this
Triple crypt before Tech. What's he doing?
Mass ghouls, man. Mass ghouls. Early.
1-2-0.
And this is, like, isn't this the perfect Garg opportunity? It is Terranas. You got these rivers here. You can fly in, do some damage, fly back, heal up a little with a statue, fly in, fly back, fly in, fly back. And there's no anti-air for such a long time.
I think what 1-2-0 wants is level 6 Dreadlord. I think that's his plan this game. Oh, you mean Gargs from WFZ?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
But 1 or 2 Spirit Towers at the expansion, and they're gonna be useless. And then 1-2-0 could just turtle, wait for tier 2, and then make Gargs, but just make more Gargs, you know?
We have this Dark Ranger play again. Sleep immediately, so not even a single kill. And the zombie mask! Oh, there's a new Sleepy Sand delivery for this one. This is so much mana. This is so much sleep.
1-2-0 wants to be left alone here. Oh, there's a Fiend for free. Does he see it? Oh, no. Whew. Lucky there. For WZ, that 1-2-0 is looking elsewhere. 4 Fiends now? Wait, does he have level 2 aura? No. They look kind of fast, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe from the previous games because he never had aura. Conditioned now. Alright, here we go. Fiends coming towards the expansion. There's double narrow towers here up already. There's already 50 supply ghouls, by the way.
Yeah, 40 supply for WFC. He is maxed out at the moment.
He's clicking at the Haunted. There's no way you have the damage for this, my friend.
Misclick, I guess. And here comes the ghoul gang. And what a gang it is. Oh my god. We get a surround in the south immediately. No way to coil this. First kill. Second Fiend is already hurt. Needs a coil, but he just sleeps. And he surrounds. And this one doesn't even need a sleep. Holy shit. Level 4. There's no damage on these ghouls at all. And there's not too many skeletons. We have 5. But the statue. The value of the statue on Echo Isles was insane. And now it just dies.
Yep. DK Fiends doesn't beat this. I don't know, maybe this isn't this popular on ladder in Asia, this strat. In Europe, thank you side, this is very popular. You see this stuff all the time.
Oh, God, did he get slaughtered. He killed every single fiend in this engagement. Yes, of course he lost a couple of ghouls. But he has triple racks, double income, level 4 Dreadlord. Didn't even use his mana yet.
Sleep. It's around.
Yeah, there's a TP, but... I mean, damage is done. Annihilation is done.
Zeppelin coming in now. Okay, here we go. It's a little late though.
Maybe The driver of the Zeppelin, or the pilot, is a little arachnophobic. But okay, now he's helping out. How far is the tier 2? Almost done. Graveyard coming up as well. Once again, no tier 3 by WFZ. There's no destroyer saving this tactics. There's no Lich third saving this tactics.
Yeah, I don't know what the... Dark Ranger needs to get level 3 and then a whole bunch of kills. Maybe then. Maybe then. Tier 2 is done now for 120. I can only imagine a tier 3 rush after that. Not doing it now, still busy at the expo. But there's no orb here, there's no Nova here. The Dreadlord is never in danger, even without the TP, you know? This DK Fiend style is just pretty impotent against this Dreadlord.
Yeah. Also the tier 2 push, I don't know. He gave the Dreadlord so much time before it actually hit. He was so ready, he was so well equipped. And yeah, okay, now with the Zeppelin makes things easier, but he's just finding other targets. Everywhere. The ghouls are everywhere. Now, of course, he can reposition them, but it's already breaking upkeep as well, and level 4.5. So strong.
Now that tier 2 is done, Gargs can be coming, and with that, there's not going to be the end-all answer of Zeppelin anymore. WFZ for now is making decent use of the Zeppelin, but he doesn't have the damage output to just knock out this ghoul army right away. He's finding a few kills here and there, but he's not finding them quick enough to overpower this expansion, which is what he has to do if he doesn't have his own expansion, which obviously he doesn't. Really surprised that 120 isn't going tier 3. If he did, this would be a very easy game. But he's not, so maybe you can still fight against these ghouls.
We'll see for how much longer. The first guard comes in, but Web against it. So there is still value for the Zeppelin. Guard taken out immediately.
Alright, WZ can have a good fight here. Zeppelin micro needs to be on point, and then he should on paper lose nothing over here. Tier 3 just started by 120, still taking a long time before you have Frenzy.
One more coil is ready. DK is tanking a lot, and WFC now is finally taking out the ghouls and getting rid of this critical mass, as it seems. This Zeppelin, what a tight turner. More and more kills. Level 4 and almost 3. And level 3 gives WFC another power spike.
Yeah,
and
120 just too slow with the tech. He decided to go double crypt before tier 2, which was not the right call probably. And then tier 3 also delayed. Also, no necro at this expansion means his income isn't going to be that good. Garg's coming in, but Garg's immediately webbed.
Gets a Fiend for his troubles. There's still mana. Now we have level 3. No corpses, of course, from these Gargs as they are flying units. One more statue. Oh, he's taking that one out as well. It was really important to have the necessary number of Fiends to whip all the Gargs down.
Yeah. Dude, WZ is finding kill after kill. It's finally happening. But it's all before Frenzy. WFZ still needs to put in a lot of work. He needs to get an advantage now before Frenzy is done.
Yeah, he has a faster tier 3, and he can go for Destroyer's Lich if he has the resources. It was so important to buy the Zeppelin to just get out of surround. Yeah. Oh, actually can stay in this fight. Now he's repositioning. And these level 2 skeletons, man. And the plus 10 damage Black Arrow. That's something else. And 120 can't fight this anymore.
Yeah. Some sloppy mistakes here in 120's play. Some with the build, some with the gargoyle execution. And yeah, absolutely. The Zeppelin is saving this game.
And it's done, man. Destroyer Lich coming. This looked so over. Carrion Swarm transition now. No sleep anymore. But the main threat will be Destroyers. And then, well, after a short transition time, Fiends again.
Expo isn't mining. There's too many skeletons here. Too much harass.
Yeah.
WZ, wow, what a comeback, dude. That must feel so good. Getting battered, getting bruised for so long.
Carrion Swarm is putting in some serious damage, but nicely burrowing against it. The last Narup tower is gone, and now he can fight close to the expansion. And every time that WFZ, that 1-0 backs up, is a little free damage on that second gold mine.
Frenzy about to kick in. Almost all the ghouls were brought. 3, 2, 1. Frenzy active.
Okay, Dreadlord is low, had a potion though, no lich yet. He's making his way over. Web again to fight against this. And even with Frenzy, I'm not too sure if this is enough. Another ghoul dead, Carrion Swarm brings in the damage, but there's no mana anymore.
And here comes the lich. That's gonna be a big Nova. The ghouls nicely lining up. Not yet using it. Okay, that was a really bad Nova on only a single ghoul right there. But the Zeppelin, dude. Nova may not be so good, but the Zeppelin is still really, really, really strong.
And Orb. This Orb. -4 armor on ghouls. They are melting. Now going for the Dreadlord. No TP, no potion block with the skeleton. If on purpose or not, I'm not sure, but it was good. This is out of the fight and more Gargs are falling. WFZ at around 60 supply. Can kill the Spirit Tower now. And he's turning this around. It's mass Gargs now. Triple Crypt. Potion on the Dreadlord. Okay. But is that a comeback now?
So easy to find these kills now with this mass damage. Carrion Swarm coming in, but no fiends are dying. None of them are dying. The medevac, the Zeppelin is winning this game for WFZ. GG.
Wow.
1-1.
This goes full distance. Unexpected. Like, this game was over. And then came the Zeppelin. How often did Zeppelin lose games because they crashed and stuff? Not here. That guy's a hero of war.
Well done by WFZ there, fighting his way back into that game. But it was made possible only by a lot of mistakes by 1-0. Tier 2 way too late. Tier 3 way too late. No Necro at the expansion. No Graveyard, no Spirit Tower. Once he sees the Zeppelin, what does he do? He doesn't go for a lot of Gargs right away, which he could have done. He goes for one single Garg. And that's it. That doesn't do anything. And then, over time, more and more kills, which he still could have recovered from, perhaps, if he had had the faster tech, but no, he delayed his tech by too long. All the credit in the world to WZ. That was really well done. Yeah. But it was made possible by 1-0.
Absolutely. Now, this was WFZ's map choice. Maybe trying to force him into another goofy mass ghoul strategy. Next one, Northern Isles.
There, the Dreadlord expansion isn't that easy. It's close to the opponent. The creep camp is hard. There's healing. There's bloodlust. There's big boy creeps.
I feel it's doable, though.
It is doable. It is doable, but it is also harassable, I think. If you come in there with 2 ghouls, skeletons, that can be painful, perhaps. But it is doable. If you just get the DK sleeps around, you're fine.
Yeah, I feel 1-0 could have one of those days where it's not really important to him, and he just goes for it again just to prove a point that he can do it.
Absolutely. Could totally see that.
And that is the last map of the Clan War. Of course, we have W League Europe later at 5 p.m. Alongside Todd, we will be bringing you Cash versus Sonic and X-Lord versus Hawk. That's going to be a lot of hype there as well. Best of Europe, who will join Happy and Spiral in the winners group. That's for later, though, as we will have a decision after map 3.
I feel like this matchup is more and more trending towards dice rolling early on.
That is correct. I mean? Like, do you go standard? What is the standard even?
So the standard is Tet Fiend build order. That is the most common opening. Against that opening, Dreadlord Fast Expansion is really good. But Dreadlord Fast Expansion gets hard countered by Lich Ghoul opening. But Lich Ghoul opening kind of gets hard countered by Tet Fiend opening. So it's like this rock, paper, scissors kind of idea in which we're moving into. Which is a little weird. We don't have that too much in Warcraft. Like, there's not too many build order wins. There's like hardly any. But in Undead Mirror, there might be some. So what do we have? Top right is 120 in the red. Playing a ghoul opening once again. WFZ. Third time sticking to his guns. Ted Fiend opening once again. Once more, this should favor 120 a lot. But it's not as easy as before. It's not Echo Isles with the free expansion. It's not Terranus with the basically free expansion as well. This is much harder, but it's still doable. And it should still be favoring him as far as builds are concerned. It's not that easy and not that hard to realize what the mistake was in the previous game. Obviously, his tech was too late. Obviously, Frenzy was too late. And obviously, he didn't have the proper response to the Zeppelin. So he must know what he did wrong. And yeah, you might be right. Maybe he is being a little... I almost want to say childish. And wanting to prove that he will win this series with his Dreadlord.
Yeah, I totally agree. We have late crypt for WFZ once again, late altar for 120 once again. Yeah, this is the same we've seen the previous games, but as we said, it's harder on Northern Isles. It's WFZ again, scouting earlier. Here we go, Dreadlord third time.
So WFZ probably now encouraged to play passively, right? He played aggressively on Echo, that didn't work. He played passively, talking about level 1 here, on Terranus, that seemed to work out in the end. But Terranus, level 1 creeping, is probably better than it is here. You get the 2 green camps in the middle, and then you can go for the Merc camp pretty easily as well. If you start off with DK creeping over here, you can get the green camp over where he's going right now, where you can get the claws. Oh, he's not doing that. Oh, he is being aggressive again. Wow, that surprises me.
Okay. Maybe a little happy inspired. The ultra aggro. But yeah, the earlier he's here, the more he can harass. There is an acolyte already, he sees that. What's he doing with it? On this map, unlike Echo Isles, there is a laboratory again. You can go for a Zeppelin again. Later, of course.
Alright, so WZ slew 2 critters in the middle of the map, gets 4 skeletons, and with that wants to harass the main, maybe? No, he's going towards the expansion. His acolyte was lost, and here we go. Dreadlord starts the creeping. How many ghouls is it? 6 ghouls! Wow. 120 is making damn sure he's not gonna have trouble with his camp.
Yeah, he is playing an off-meta strat, but he's not fooling around. First Ziggurat is lost. DK is far away from everything else to not be surrounded, but the skeletons are doing the job. Ziggurat down again. Oh, if he gets this Acolyte, he gets the Acolyte! Again, expansion delayed. Big boy cool. Still up. Not in range for the coil, so that is level 2 for the Dreadlord.
And that was a pretty imaginative play by WFZ. Just going for mass skeleton harass, don't even expose the DK, and slow down the expansion. He didn't steal creeps, he didn't kill units, but he slowed down the expansion once again. Okay, but slowed down his own progress at the same time.
He also killed 2 buildings. That was a little lumber. So here we go, Acolyte building both the expansion and the 3rd Ziggurat attack. But of course, creeping for the Dreadlord is super easy now with sleep and these ghouls. So WFZ has some catching up to do, but his tech is just so much faster. Oh.
I wasn't aware of this creep route actually. Natural into Merchant is instant level 3. That's pretty insane. With a good number of ghouls, that's super easy to do as well. And now he's looking for some pick-off kills. Sleeps around. Always strong against fiends. Doesn't find him at the Ogre Magi. Does not creep there instead. Could have just done that himself. But now 120. Going towards the main. But he must know that tier 2 is about to be finished.
Level 2 is done as well. So how many Acolytes can he kill? They are pretty fast. Good block. Tech is almost over. He won't lose too much gold. That's for sure. He might even lose ghouls here.
Yeah, 1-0 could be seriously overextending over here. Can of course afford to lose some ghouls. He's not in danger of losing the Dreadlord, which is the most important thing. Alright, 1 ghoul lost. Alright, it's fine. At most, he's gonna lose 2. Force some mining time.
Nice deny.
Alright.
No TP even by WFC. He was creeping very, very carefully right next to his base. Wasn't threatened at all. Not surprised about this. Still noticed. Again, double crypt into late tech by 1-2-0. And tier 2 tech is done. This push forced WFZ to stay close to his base. He wasn't at the tavern yet, so no Dark Ranger here.
Still controlling the map though, still making use of his sleep. And now the expansion is finally done for 1-0. Starting to mine.
A player's forces are under attack.
Going for the Troll Warlord in the middle. So at least WZ will be left alone. Very important to keep this TP in the early game, not lose it, so you can go out on the map creeping. If you lose it, you basically risk losing the game at any point, in case you get intercepted. Alright, 1-0. Now he has the resources for the tier 2. He should be taking right now. Is he seriously gonna go more the third crypt again?
We have a big mana potion, by the way, for WFC. So one in every game.
Are under attack.
So creeping at the same time, trying to rush the level 4 Dreadlord again. Still tier 2 for WFZ. But again, no Dark Ranger.
1-0 is going triple crypt before tech again. Unbelievable. Isn't this the one way he loses? After the expansion, you just need to make sure you get Frenzy at a reasonable time. Now he techs. That's so weird.
Maybe he feels like he needs the mass.
Yeah, maybe he thinks he needs to get up to 50 supply ghouls right away, otherwise a Dark Ranger push might be too scary. But we saw a Dark Ranger push before.
Yeah.
It wasn't that scary.
And
He's making a
not
Necro at the expansion now. This is really important. So when you lose the Acolytes, you can remake them and not have to slow down your tech and stuff.
So is it the Dark Ranger again? He has the resources. He's in position. Yeah. Very late this time. No levels on her at all, of course.
Are under attack.
Decent SimCity. Acolytes pretty much unattackable.
A town is under siege.
If he takes out the Necro, which he will, as it seems, then Acolytes could be exposed once again. This Necro also could have been coming up much sooner.
Needs to die for it, though. I'm not too sure if he wants to commit. There's 2 ghouls hurt. That can be the opener. That can be the start of the skeletal snowball.
Look at the ghoul flank on the other side, but there is a Zeppelin again.
Already, yeah. It's perfectly in time. But before the first engagement, having the Zeppelin ready, 1-0 can't do anything. There's regen now for mana and health from the 2 statues. It feels like he has the perfect answer to everything at the moment.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gobert Dong, for the prime sub.
Oh, and look at the Acolytes. 3 Acolytes around against the trees. What is going on?
Forces are under attack.
This looks good for Lucky Future, man. But never underestimate the micro of 1-2-0. Sleep surrounds will come, but for a triple crypt, this number of ghouls is underwhelming.
That's because a lot of ghouls are going towards the main. He's going for the counterattack. He's going to threaten the kill on the buildings over there. Dreadlord can staff onto his other ghouls. Oh man, this is going to be a really weird base trade kind of game now. Staffs in onto the ghouls.
He has no TP. He needs to do serious damage with this. It's of course a trade of expansion versus main, which is always good for the guy who goes for the main, but TP out, and now what? How to get out?
Yeah, he's just stuck, isn't he?
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah, the Dreadlord can't get out.
No, and the ghouls
keeps
can't go out
he's
either.
getting
It's a
focused.
full barrier by WFZ. And now the towers are up. He bought enough time. Double Spirit Tower. Oh no. Level 4 DK, who still has the potion. He can coil until the end of days.
Seems like WFZ found the answer, and the answer's name is Zeppelin.
Under siege.
In both games here, really. Somehow the Dreadlord is still alive, but
There's some
again,
kills too. WFC has no gold. If he loses this Acolyte, he can't... Like, he needs to get all 3. But no, this Dreadlord is dead. Close to 4. And the threat is over. Acolytes can be remade in a second. He's not losing his entire economy. That was real close, though. If he gets these kills, there's no way to get Acolytes again, except selling items and stuff. But there's barely anyone. So now, Dreadlord back from the tavern. He had the gold. Still at 43 supply. But it's not paying off. This expansion is not paying off. It was a big investment into this defense, though. TP and 3 towers.
1-0 is coming in for the defense. He has that web now. Gets the Zeppelin, but the expansion is killed. It's gone.
Yep. And it's very, very likely not coming back. But danger, no TP on WFZ. Sleep surrounds can still very much be a thing. Felt like he was a little out of position with DK there.
But this is not enough. At this point, you need to have way more than 40 supply if you're 1-0.
He needs like 60. But he's at 40. Tier 3 is coming though. This time he's a lot earlier than his opponent. So Frenzy, he maybe has this one Frenzy timing in it.
Alright, but that's living on a prayer, in my opinion. We'll see 1-0 now. In deep, deep trouble. So much slower as well. The level 2 aura here for WFZ being a great help moving across the map. And that's gonna get him in position for the creep jack over here.
Oh, that's nasty. There's still no TP. There's only a staff ready, but how to get the units out? Yeah, even Remo has no answer, but okay. We're getting there. The big Furberg can or will go to WFZ as well, stopping the progress towards level 5. You can't even think of an Inferno right now.
So what's the plan B? 1-0. What are we gonna do?
Slaughterhouse, DK, second hero, and then some. Tier 3 tech by WFZ as well. Doing Burrow again. He's so safe, man. Oh, the next consumable. He still has the Greater Mana. And the Wen of Mana Stealing. So many coils.
So many fiends as well for WFZ. It looks like he's more than 50 supply.
Yeah.
But he isn't.
Everything's so hurt for 1-0. Fiend, ghouls, Dreadlord, everything.
You know what I really don't like with this play? Is selling the TP. I think it's better to just wait 17 seconds and save that TP. Don't sell it in the early game. Keep it for possible counterattacks. Talking about the Dreadlord side of things, of course.
Yeah.
But you know what? Ignore what I just said. I don't want to give tips to the Dreadlord players.
We get a Temple of the Damned on WFZ's side. I mean, there's no nuke. What's the purpose?
Transition into Carrion Swarm is pretty likely. Maybe that is the idea here. If the Dreadlord gets level 5 for level 2 Carrion, and then spirals with kills, I guess that's his one chance to win this game, right? Get the kills with level 5 and then get Infernal. I think that's the only way he wins this game.
But he has to cancel an expansion as well. Acolyte is moving the way to the right-hand side. Lich is popping up on the battlefield any second as well. And then we have a nice, sweet, cold Nova ready to be served to 1-0. Here we go. TP out. Nothing he can do. Silence on the DK as well. Oh, that was good. No counter expansion.
No frenzy yet for 1-0. Should definitely go for it with the number of ghouls he has. Still 6. That's good enough. But he's not doing it. Interesting.
A player's forces are under attack.
So Lich out or picked up. Get that sweet minus armor. Last map of the clan war. And it's looking good for the underdogs. WFZ and team games, man. What is it? Why always?
Seriously, every time.
It doesn't matter if it's Race War or Nostalgia Battlefield or this one. He's just there if he has a backing of his teammates.
Yeah, pretty cool.
A player's force
Specialty
attack.
for the second best undead in China. But in this match today, he seems to be the best one. The Dreadlord strat. Overcome by the Zeppelin, it seems.
Yeah, the unit winning an undead mirror is not an undead unit.
Yep.
Town is under siege.
Yo! Ancient Django.
Oh, that's so good.
Really good to have.
He's so fast now. Darkwind is level 3. Lich. Okay, Lich for WFZ is not looking that hot, but he still has Nova. Level 1 Nova, which is also pretty good against ghouls. Constant scouting in the top of the map. Always sees the expansion attempt by 120, which are looking pretty desperate now.
His own expo is at 60% as well.
Yeah.
Looking good. Dreadlord close to 5. No Carrion Swarm yet. But he could go for it. Once the expo is up for a minute or so, has a chance.
Alright, here comes the Creep Jack though. And there is no TP anymore on 120's side. This might be the game deciding fight. Holding on to the spells for now. Here comes the first Nova. First Ghoul dead instantly. Silence on the Dreadlord so he can't even make use of the sleep. Dispels the silence with the Destroyer. Here comes the sleep now. But that means the coil does fly because the sleep was on the Lich, not on the DK. Lich getting slept again. But WFZ, this is so easy for him to micro. He's never being slept on the DK. He can just coil over, and the numbers aren't there. 120 doesn't have the damage output anymore. Getting silenced here again. Level 5 on the DK. WFZ hasn't lost a single fiend yet, and is just cleaning the floor with 120's ridiculously weak at this point late game army. Finding more and more kills. Destroyer will be falling. At least one kill goes the way of 120. With that, he's finally level 5, but he needed that much sooner. As 120 drops to 42 supply. I was expecting it actually to be even lower than that, but it's WZ still sitting strong at 53, with much stronger heroes, much stronger items. Going for the DK now. Could be a hero kill on 120's second hero. One more sleep coming in. Find the Destroyer to dispel that. And now more Nova could be flying for more kills.
Just so many coils this fight. An endless rain of death coils keeps this army alive. Like this Dreadlord got 2 kills. Yeah, level 5. Okay, but at that stage of the game, sleep really doesn't matter too much. More kills for WFZ. You said it's the game-winning clan war, the game-winning fight. I say it's the clan war winning fight for Lucky Future. There's another Nova, as you said. Waiting for it, waiting for it. The reinforcements are caught off guard. And the statue falls instantly.
Now, what is there, all things considered, is having a pretty valiant stand up here. And he has drawn pretty even in terms of supply. Not quite, but, you know, somewhat even, all things considered. That Destroyer is gonna fall with a well-timed sleep. No, never mind. Dispels it, of course. That's the purpose of the Destroyer over here. And that's the level 3 coil. That heals for so much. There's another one ready right now. There we go. No, that one's not dying. 120, you have been bested. When is he gonna accept this? Not yet. Level up on the Lich for him.
As long as he has heroes and statues, there's possibilities with Great Micro to come back into this. Fiends are very hurt though. Basically on the Silver Platinum. WFZ is missing that coil, but gets the Fiend kill in the end as well. Statue. Banshee, pretty nice to have. The DK falls in the north, and there's no aura, there's no coil. The coils are flying onto the Destroyer, which is still alive. These 2 fiends will be killed in a second. Oh, coil again. Sleep a little too late, and that gets punished hard.
Yeah, with no Unholy Aura anymore for 120, this is so hard to micro now.
WFZ is twice as fast, pretty much. With the Unholy and the Ancient Django Aura.
And that is the Haunted killed perfectly
Again.
in time for the mains to expire, which must be pretty soon. No, actually, we have a bit more time, but...
There's 40 supply for WFZ. And he's not even close to level 6. Like, okay, maybe Infernal can turn things around. It can wreck armies. It stuns a lot. It can wreck bases thanks to chaos damage. But no, 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 no. You can cast sleep all you want, but this is not gonna happen. Remains a dream.
But 1-0 is not giving up, dude. He is staying in this, giving it his all. His DK is gonna be back soon. It's level 2, right? Yeah. That's so weak at this stage in the game. Lich for WZ, on the other hand, is gonna hit level 3 from the red camp in the top left.
Gotta say that the dispels on the sleep, or in general the cancels of the sleep, were really good. It was never a position in that fight where... Oh, Ancient Django again. Where I felt the DK is disabled in the right moment. He had the coils always, almost always.
Yep. 1-0 was also focusing a lot on disabling the Lich. To, you know, minimize the Nova. But that meant saving the units pretty easy for WFZ. Massive supply lead now, 71 against 47. He has arrived at perfect late game undead army, pretty much regardless of what you play against. Mass Fiends, Banshees, and 1 or 2 Destroyers is the best. And that's the same here. WZ getting ready for a third base, by the way, in the bottom right.
Oh, that's the replacement for the main. Also attack upgrades coming in, but another clash, and this is just a massive supply. The Destroyer falls early this fight though, so no sleep dispel at the moment. We heard one, but everything is awake again.
Upgrade advantage, aura advantage, numbers advantage, hero levels advantage, and also hero matchup advantage. It is obviously pretty one-sided over here. 1-0.
Nova, no TP, right clicks, Dreadlord dead. GG, Lucky Future wins the first clan war of the Penguin Sky Cup. Happy and WFZ, the carries here. Soin with a surprise win over Lin as well, which hadn't really too much impact. But the Undeads of Lucky Future, they had 2-0 and 2-1. That's 5 points right there. And that's the victory. 5-3 for Lucky Future. Remo, how about your prediction at the beginning of this cast?
All right, you know what? If moving on from now in this tournament, one side of the participants is going to play cheese strats and nonsense strats all the time, then who is supposed to predict? Newbee only have themselves to blame. Lin with the weird tower push strat, which wasn't that well executed. 1-0 with the Dreadlord strat, which still has heavy counters. Yeah, Newbee coming off to a disappointing and unexpected loss on the first day. I wonder if management is going to have a word with him.
Yeah, that was not too serious indeed. Tomorrow, we have another clan war, and that is the two other clans, kind of obviously. LP Club versus Winners. That is Romantic, Focus, Colorful, and the Rising Star 14 Sway, who has won 2 cups in less than a week, versus the Koreans of Winners. That is the 2 top 8 in the world, Korean humans, Chimiko and Sok, supported by some old schoolers. That's Foff and Who. Looking forward to that tomorrow. But it's not over until the fat lady sings today. We got W League Europe coming up. One-on-one matches, no clan war. We got Cash versus Sonic, and we got X-Lord versus Hawk. I'm looking forward to this so much. And not only do we have 2 awesome best of 5s, but Todd is with us for a TriCast. So do whatever you want for an hour. I give you that freedom. But you gotta be here at 5 p.m. watching the games with us and Todd. It's gonna be epic.
It's going to be a first time ever. It's going to be a world premiere, Neo. Todd him back to Warcraft.
Correct. Correctamundo, Remo.
Amazing.
So, you of course can check out our social media. The links are in the stream and VOD description. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, all that good stuff. Like us, comment on our stuff, share our stuff. That helps a lot without spending a single dime. If you feel like you're in a giving mood, you can donate. You can donate via PayPal, cryptocurrency, and credit card here at the tip button in the south of the stream. You can buy our merchandise. You can use our Amazon referral links. And of course, hit that sub button here on Twitch. Hit it. We're getting once again close to 800 and kind of dependent on your support and very, very grateful for it. So an hour break to get some food and to do whatever you want to do. And then W League Europe. Stay tuned. Here, back to Warcraft.